How's the Blueberry Squad been?
I body Andrew in every game. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, every game's a bit of an exaggeration there, kid.
If anybody is out there listening, he bodies him in literally every game.
Even the crowd knows, Andrew. How are you gonna refute that?
I'll just sharply inhale and exhale and not say anything.
It's a problem solved. Alright, well, we might as well get into it. For those of you who don't know, we had a guy leave the session. He's got some schedule change stuff coming up, so we have lost Jacob for this party. We are running a 3-man. We're searching for a 4th, though. And so if you're on the wait list, or if you're just wanting to play some D&D, send me a message. We'll see about getting you in. But we'll reintroduce Baller's character here. Draken will go up in flames as well, I do believe. And we'll see how our 2 Hillcrest boys handle things. So, you guys are both standing in the field. There are dead bodies everywhere. Your bodies are also covered in blood and gore from this extensive fight. Little giblets that have landed on you all from shotgun blasts and magical spells and all the like. And next to you, these 2 fields are completely aflame. Just these massive, massive plumes of fire spreading in every direction. And over here, you guys can see that Jesus seems to have fallen after taking out a few people, and his body is covered up in flames, which rapidly approach you guys.
Is he already surrounded in flame?
Yeah.
Jesse's passed out, right?
He is.
The death gargles of a giant.
Yep. That's the last thing he does. Just burps.
I need to check how much carrying weight I have.
Sure.
How heavy are you, Jesse?
Let's see.
How many C's?
How thick are
48 pounds.
What?
What?
plus like your human parts.
Look out.
How much do you weigh? 48 pounds, he said proudly.
The fucking heavyweight champion of Auschwitz!
184 pounds.
Just escaped the death camps recently.
Oh god. I can't actually carry you.
You can probably drag him, but you probably can't pick him up.
See, there is.
Now, it looks like the flames in the fields are approaching you rather fast.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, BP, as our only conscious member of the party?
Can I checking Draken's pulse? See, is there nothing?
It appears that Draken is dead. If I remember correctly, you checked last time and realized that.
Well, looking at the current situation, and that there's an actual alive person, I'll, can I pick up his wizard book and his, the tome of, the thing he's been working on all of his life?
Ah. So yeah, Draken keeps a single book with him that has all of his knowledge in it. And it's a spell book as well as like an encyclopedia for a whole bunch of stuff. And you go ahead and snatch that up real quick. You know where he keeps it, given that you've been traveling with him for a while.
I'll
Goodbye, friend.
and I'll attempt to move Jesse as quickly away from the fire as possible.
Okay. Where are you moving him to?
Like, that way.
Okay.
And if possible, towards the shrine that we were at, the Temple of Celestine.
Ah. You go ahead and grab onto Jesse here and start to wheel your little shitty robot legs as fast as you can. and unfortunately, you notice that the flames are drawing closer and faster than you can drag Jesse in the opposite direction. They're going to consume you soon.
I'm sorry, I have to check something for the ranger.
No, it's all good.
Take your time. Think it out. Awkward TPK incoming.
Come on, Jesse. Please wake up. Please wake up. Please wake up.
And I'll try to, for 1 minute, I can use Zephyr Strike. Move 10 feet faster while pulling this corpse.
Okay. You cast this magical spell and start to pull him. And as you're pulling him here, you're now moving like in roughly about the same speed that the fire is coming at you. And you're still not looking too good here. You see Draken's body over here just gets like taken up in fire as you're pulling Jesse away.
Is there any safe area around me? It's not like coming to the road, is it?
No, the road seems fine. There's nothing flammable there.
I guess I'll try to pull to the road then.
Okay. You go ahead and take Jesse and pull him over towards the road here. And after resting for a moment, the flames come by. It's incredibly hot, but at least you're not going to be burned alive. And the whole area goes up in flames on either side of the road.
I'll just try to keep dragging him the opposite way of the wagon.
Okay. Now, I am going to roll a little check here. Okay. You grab a hold of Jesse and continue dragging him away, and the flames go by and they comb over the land for quite some time until maybe about 10-20 minutes pass, and you've made some distance away from the caravan very slowly as you're dragging Jesse, and the flames which have run past you run out of fuel and just leave like these burnt fields with like little tiny wisps of fire here and there crackling, and just these plumes of like billowing black smoke and like really heavy gray smoke as well fills all throughout the area.
Where were we on the... Oh, we're right here. Okay. It doesn't seem now that it's completely safe to travel on the...
It looks like you can
grass?
step off of the road, yes.
Jesse's pulse is still okay? Maybe a little haggard, if anything, but yeah.
Yep.
I'll keep dragging him to the temple.
Okay. He's covered in ash and charcoal and soot and all of that, but you drag him through the fields and take him back towards the temple, which from here is...
Actually,
It's
like
like a
an hour...
day away?
Yeah, an hour out, I'll just stop and try to set up a mini camp.
Okay.
There aren't any trees in these fields, eh?
Not anymore.
Thanks.
Now, you go ahead and start to drag him through here, and eventually after an hour, you find a spot and just kind of settle down and set up camp. It is... let's see here. I do believe it's early in the day, so it's maybe about the afternoon when you sit down here and like lay out the bedroll and everything. And as you lay down Jesse there to rest, Jesse, you wake up with 1 hit point.
What is well, I guess
I'm-
but before. Sorry. What is around me? Like, what is the?
You're in a completely charred field. There's no vegetation. Everything smells of burning, and you're laying down on a bedroll, and BP is next to you.
I will look up and like look around, see what happens. And I turn to BP and I say, "What happened? I guess I was unconscious."
You passed out. Too many stabs. Other two weren't able to make it.
Wait, other two. Where's Draken? Where's Jesus?
Point towards the cart on fire.
They weren't
No.
able to make it.
No. What happened to them? I guess I saw Draken go down, but I don't think I saw Jesus. But damn, it's like really, really unfortunate.
Jesus got consumed in the fire. I was only able to drag you out. You were the only one alive.
Goodness.
It seems that Draken has really met his end.
Did you get the holy symbol of that Solstein goddess? Angel, rather.
I was only able to get Draken's tome before the fire.
I wonder what that angel thinks about that. What our friend just had to go through for that.
Is there the angel's presence nearby, or is that gone?
No, you don't feel it.
Has the fires near the caravan ceased, or?
Yep. And you can see what looks like a very low pile of blackened rubble that hangs maybe like 1 or 2 feet off the ground. Like the whole thing has just been caked, like reduced down to nothing.
I don't get it, Jesse.
What don't you get?
Any sense. PP does not understand why Draken would go to such extremes.
Well, to be honest, PP, I'm not quite too sure either. He must have been pretty determined, or he must have known that that situation was very dangerous. Though we don't really know how dangerous that caravan was until we engaged it. But Draken seemed pretty resolved in attacking that caravan of innocent people. Not too sure why, and I guess we'll never really know. Unless we speak with him one day again. But I'm not too sure how realistic that is. Well, what do we do now? We were out here on looking for Draken's possessions. I guess I'm gonna ask you, what would you like to do? What do we want to do?
PP wishes to scream at the angel, but he does not know, or I do not know if that would produce any real effect.
Well, I must say, with all these wounds and my poor condition, it would be beneficial for us to maybe eat and get some rest. Do you have any rations on you?
I have a book.
I have some water skins, but that's not food. Or I suppose that would be beneficial to drink water. I think it would be wise for us to maybe find some civilization, maybe a place to stay or somewhere to eat. I mean, maybe we can think about it, or think about what we want to do next along the way.
Everything seems out of reach for the day.
Do we know where we are? How far away are we from Soulsland, I guess?
It looks like you guys are about 2 days away at most. Maybe like 1 day if you're lucky from Soulsland.
Oh, God. I guess, like, would we know that?
Mm-hmm.
We have the map.
Oh, good point. I just assumed we didn't. Well, I guess we are a bit away from civilization, as you said. Maybe we can try and find something to eat out in these parts. I suppose you're pretty good at that.
I can see if I can hunt something for you.
Or even just a place to rest. That's fine as well.
It's like looking at the horizons, it's just spanless wheat fields.
Well, it was.
All right.
Just burnt nothings.
Yeah.
Man, it's disappointing. This whole situation could have been avoided. Though I'm not sure we were able to stop Draken in the end, even if we all tried.
Maybe Draken wanted to die.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it like that, but I suppose you are right, BP. He must have just accepted that.
It isn't even for a situation for Jesus to die like that as well.
I suppose Draken was all Jesus really had, or so we know. We still don't really know the full story on what happened at Yule, or why he was brought back. Well,
Do you wish to travel to Soulsland?
do you think we'll make it along the way? I suppose we can.
Not
It's a good
today,
idea.
but
Yeah, we can start making our way there.
Okay.
Going back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
can we pass by the caravan?
What did you say?
Should we pass by the caravan?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe see if there's anything left of it, assuming it wasn't just burned to complete ash.
Okay. You guys get up and collect yourselves in the burnt out field and gradually make your way back. After an hour or two of walking, you eventually get to what remains of the caravan. You see the charred skeleton of an unfortunate horse and some remnants of wood behind it. And you see bodies all over the place. The ones on the road look almost intact, but others are not so lucky. What are you doing here?
I will look around and see if there's any food or any form of loot from these corpses.
Sure. You can make an investigation check.
I just want to look at the body of the. What name did they scream?
Oh, the
Oh, I
noble
wrote
you
it-
guys killed?
Yeah, it's on my notes. Hold up real quick.
That is a 19.
19. I shall roll luck for you. Oh, that's pretty good. While combing around through here, you find that there is some gear available. The guards have medium armor and swords on them, which you could take if you want, as well as crossbows. And they're definitely not something you could sell for any good money, like they're worn and whatnot, but they do have still their defensive and offensive properties if you wanted to swap out some of your gear. You do also find that there is some riches to be had in the rubble. And though you have to basically pull it out of like piles of ash, you do find some coin, as well as what looks to be a couple of items that are like jewel encrusted versions, the kind of thing that you would see on a noble, that are rather wealthy, like probably worth a good amount of money. The corpse of the noble that you guys killed, who lays there on the road, he has on him a rapier, and that rapier is like gilded in gold and has little gems on it and stuff. It's probably worth like a sizable amount.
I will take it.
Okay. You can add a jeweled rapier to your inventory. And you guys also find that there is roughly about 58 pieces of gold that you pick up from the different bodies and from the remnants of the caravan.
I'll add that to my gold pouch.
Okay.
Are the other weapons, like the short swords and crossbows, are they above average? Are they powerful, or are they just very basic and standard things like that?
They're standard. They're the same kind of stuff you would normally have access to. So, if you wanted to swap out your weapons for either short swords or long swords, they're there, and they also have chainmail on them if you wanted any of that.
No, I'll leave that all there.
Okay. Now, BP, you look at this body here, and while you're looking at it, Jesse comes along and takes the sword, which no longer has its scabbard, which has probably been burned away, but the blade itself, it looks like it's worth probably a good amount. The actual corpse, though, doesn't really look identifiable. Like, it's so badly charred. The only thing that you find in it before Jesse comes along and takes the sword is you find a signet ring, which is like still attached to a finger that basically breaks off when you touch it.
Oh. Does it have is it like a house symbol?
Yes. Yeah, there's like a little noble crest on it.
Do I recognize it at all?
Oh. No. No, you do not.
I'll,
Or actually, you could roll intelligence for me. If you get a very high roll, you would actually know this.
Close.
No idea.
Very high roll, start at 8.
Close.
Jesse, you ever seen this symbol?
Let me have a look. Do I make that intelligence roll?
Yes, please do.
Let's see.
Oh.
I'm assuming not.
Nope.
No, I've never seen this before. Wonder where it's from. Was this
Maybe.
from Nobleman?
Yeah. Yes. Maybe you could enjoy the coin from it, but DP does not feel comfortable holding it.
Is it like a fancy looking ring?
Yeah, it's a noble signet ring. A lot of the time, families have house jewelry. This is like it's a bulky ring so that it can have the full crest on it. It's made of solid gold.
I hesitate for a moment, but I will take it.
Okay. You can add a noble signet ring to your inventory.
Okay.
I hope you, Jesse, could find some amount of enjoyment from it.
Yeah, though I may just end up selling it to another thief or something along those lines. You could use some money. Well,
the last thing I want to check is Jesus' corpse.
Ah. Do you have anything valuable and metallic on your person, Jesus?
I would have, yeah.
Do you have your old sheet?
I know the only thing of value on my person.
Oh, okay. What is it?
The Ring of Magic Missile, level 2.
Ah.
Oh.
that's pretty important.
Okay. So, ever since whatever happened at Yule, the gear that Jesus has been carrying, like the bow and the sickles and stuff, it largely is burnt up, including his leather armor and everything like that. However, there is one item, and you do see that the Ring of Magic Missile is still intact, attached to his finger as well.
I'll pick that up.
Okay.
Will you?
It has 2 charges of level 2 magic missile. Actually,
0 charges now.
yeah, both the charges have been used. Poor guard. Poor caravan master.
In my search of everyone, did I get the caravan master as well? Because his body was a little bit further away than everyone else's, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you checked his. You found some of that coin that
Okay.
collectively went into the pool, but it didn't look like he had anything interesting on him.
And then peering into the ashes of the actual caravan, there's nothing on it, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
It doesn't look like they were carrying anything for cargo. If they were, it was definitely flammable. But you don't find, like a trove of metal bars would have survived or whatever, or weaponry and stuff like that, but there's nothing like that.
Well, BP, I found some valuables, but I'm not sure if this is what we were looking for. What did you find?
Just the ring we bought back in Solsland.
Ah, yeah, that's a nice thing to recover.
I do hope Jesus can rest easy now. It is his second life.
I hope we don't see him for a third time. He deserves to rest in peace. Not to be brought back by some ritual. Though the whole reincarnation thing is still a bit of a mystery to me. I don't know too much about it.
Nor do I.
As you guys are staring down at his body, a low gust of wind comes in through the area, kicking up a whole bunch of black dust, and a small sort of, like the top film of his charred corpse kind of gets blown away, along with the ground and bits of the caravan and whatnot.
I will cover my mouth with some of my clothing just to not breathe in ash.
Sure.
Or parts of Jesus.
Take me into you, Jesse.
Breathing ash is not good.
I am the bread.
Roll for pneumonia. Jesus is the bread.
Jesus.
With a covered mouth.
Oh my god.
I suppose we should get out of here. We shouldn't
Yeah.
stay here for too long.
You do have issues breathing in. Here. Let's go.
BP's
Yeah.
faceplate is just covered in black.
You just see the red eye?
So you
Can you
guys
see?
Yeah.
Alright, let's keep moving.
You guys get onto the road and start heading towards Solsland. Now, at this point, I'd like to cut over to a new character that's joining us.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's see. Darthan. You've been traveling for some time. In your past, you were a noble who possibly had a great destiny ahead of him. And it was gradually, as you grew older, that you realized the unfortunate reality, which was that all of your numerous siblings, the 6 kids that came before you, were to gain the family's honor and also their heirlooms, and there was pretty much nothing that was to be left to you. So, with that in mind, you've always kind of had it in your back pocket, or the back of your mind, the idea that you would have to do something else, and that this life that you had hoped you were destined for was kind of taken away from you by chance. With the aid of a magical item that you came into possession of, and strange circumstances surrounding it, you eventually came up with a bit of a plan to get both the grandiose power that you kind of were promised at the beginning and then had taken away from you. And to do that, you started running some sort of undercity stuff in the city of Hillcrest. But that venture very quickly went south, even though you were fairly good at the whole thing, when the whole town kind of collapsed on itself and the guard went berserk on the different criminal elements in the city. Since then, you've left, and you're actually headed to Inenbar. You've made arrangements to get not only a caravan over to Solsland, but you've also prepaid through some noble connections for somebody to ferry you from Solsland over to Inenbar, should you get there within the next little while. Though you've left the time frame very large, because you're a great soul and you've had to contend with that for a bit. It's during the caravan ride over towards Solsland, however, that things go south. And initially, while you're in this little wooden box that's bouncing around on the road, when you hear the call of combat that comes from outside, you assume that it's Hyprex beasts and that all is to be lost. But when you turn and look out the window, you see bandits running up at your caravan. You had been told that it would just be a few more days to Solsland, and just your luck, something has happened. In the middle of the fight, the caravan is knocked over by some sort of large impact that hits the thing before you can possibly get out, and you're thrown to the side and you black out. When you reawake, you're in the caravan, but the whole caravan has been turned over to the side. So your room now is completely flipped. So directly up is like the window to the outside, like, you know, it's like a car on its side. And then there's a door near you as well that goes into like the hallway of the caravan. Your room is a single one, there's nobody else here. And you don't hear like very many sounds around you. It seems kind of quiet, and then you hear somebody who cries out in pain and the sound of like a sword being slashed from outside. What do you want to do? It looks like they're still alive.
LZ is hot, sir. LZ is hot. I'll start, okay. Window in front of me, door near me.
Yes.
I guess we'll try and go through the door, stealthily. Am I like disoriented, like concussed, or?
You are. However, it seems like you more or less have your faculties. I'd like you to go ahead and make for me a Constitution saving, or no, not a Constitution saving throw. Sorry, a Perception check to see what's around you.
Nice.
A16.
Okay.
Interesting what I rolled.
There is still the door there next to you. It looks like it hasn't been opened, and the window is there as well. Though the glass is shattered, so it looks kind of precarious to crawl through because there's like all these shards of glass pointed in that direction. And the room otherwise just has like the cushions from the chair and everything have been torn up and are laying like against what is now the side wall and everything, which has kind of become the floor. But the door looks like it's perfectly usable. And your gear is here as well. Your backpack is like nearby.
Alright, I guess I'll put my gear on and
Sure.
Get my weapon out and my shield, and then move through the door.
Okay. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
A 13.
Okay. When you go over for the door and open the thing, the whole caravan kind of creaks like you've damaged it structurally just by simply opening the door. And the side of the wall, which has become the floor here, just gives way, and you go tumbling into the hallway. And when you smash into the hallway there, you're able to move out to the side and narrowly avoid being impaled on what looks like a piece of wood that kind of sticks up in your direction. You're now laying there in the hallway, and there's a whole bunch of different debris around you, and what looks to be like two dead corpses near you. One which was a passenger, a woman that you remember having, you know, gotten onto this caravan ride with as well, and another one being a guard.
If I don't already have my hood up, I'll definitely put my hood up and secure that.
Sure. You put your hood up, and then unmistakably hear the sound of something moving in a nearby room. It's one towards the back door, the only exit from this caravan.
I'd like to position myself in a way that I can get an attack in on anybody who comes through that I don't recognize, and wait a second to see if they try and come into this room following the noise.
Okay. You're in the hallway, and you look down the hall towards that door from which you heard the sound. You don't see anything move, but you can tell that something is moving around inside of that room, just the way that like the sound comes through. It sounds like rummaging almost.
I guess I'll try the door and peek inside.
Sure. Are you moving towards it stealthily, or are you giving up on stealth given that you just tactical entered into the hallway?
No, we can try stealth still.
Sure. Roll stealth for me.
Oof. A 19.
Okay. You get over towards the door and open it. And the moment that you do, a crossbow bolt flies out in your direction. Does a 11 hit.
No.
The crossbow bolt strikes into the door there, and for a brief moment while the door was being opened, you saw what looked to be a man in leather armor, very skinny, sort of like scarred face, partially covered in blood, standing over a corpse, holding both the crossbow in his hands there and pointing it at the door like already prepped for you the moment you opened it. What do you want to do?
Can I use the door frame as cover and engage him in conversation?
Sure. Yeah, you can just like close the door and yell at him or whatever.
Do I have to close the door though, or can I like keep my entry into the room ambiguous, as in like leave the entryway open but just kind of shield myself with the door?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. Hide behind the door.
Okay. I'll call out to him and say, do you have any idea who I am, boy?
The one calls back to you and he says, some sort of meat bag, surely. If you've got coin, you can drop it, and I might let you live.
Uh-huh.
Me mate's
You
outside.
and how many of your friends?
You're not getting far. I still have a few outside.
Alright, I'll say,
You hear like the crossbow being pulled back.
look, son, I've had a very bad week. I've just left Hillcrest. I've had to disband my gang there for the time being, and I'm not looking to have any complications in my travel to Inimbar. Perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement. You already have many a fat dead body here to loot. Surely you don't need another.
From a gang, right. Yeah, what's it called then?
The Hillcrest Descent.
He pauses for a moment, and I'm going to roll to see if he knows what that is, and if he does know what that is, then I'm going to need you to roll either persuasion or intimidation. He says, never heard of him. But I can appreciate you trying to pull a fast one on me.
Well, I'll tell you what, son. If I was doing my job poorly, then you probably would have heard of me. It's good to know that the boys are all safe back at home. But if you're not gonna let me out of here for free, well, I guess we'll have to go to some more nefarious methods.
You can hear like a sound from within the room, as though he must be shifting around or maybe changing position.
I would like to use... Sorry, I need to pull up a spell list.
For sure, yeah.
So the cantrip True Strike, can I use that here?
Sure. Let me see here.
On the next turn, you gain advantage of a target of your choice, but it doesn't specify if they need to be seen or not.
Extend your hand and point a finger at a target in range. So I'd say that you probably have to see him so you can point at him.
Okay, that's...
So you would risk being attacked here if you wanted to do that.
Okay, yeah. Are you using like an online spellbook, or did you just look that up in the book?
I have an online one.
Can you link that to me, because I have not a very good version.
Sure, yeah, this one's complete. Here you go. Now, while you're deciding what to do there, we'll cut over to Jesse and BP. You guys are walking along the road, and by the time that the afternoon goes by and it starts to draw on to evening, you've gotten closer to Solsland, but there's probably going to be another day of travel. But that's not what's worrisome. Further along the way, you see what looks like something in the road, and it doesn't look very big until you guys kind of approach, and you realize that it's a dead guardsman. kind of like what you saw before, a bit different though. This one doesn't look as well equipped. And as you guys turn and look further down the road, you see what looks like a damaged and derelict sort of caravan, which has been flipped over on its side. And given how far away you guys are here, there are still like wheat fields and stuff like that. But you can see from your vantage point down the road that there's like blood smearing the caravan and stuff. It doesn't look good.
Is there anyone here like that's alive? Like, do we hear any noise?
You can make a perception check to see what you see.
There's no, like, I guess, can I see if there's any innocents nearby?
Sure.
My perception's a 13.
Okay.
And that is a natural.
Natty.
So, Jesse, looking off in the distance, you know, this caravan is hundreds of feet away, and you can't really see exactly what's going on there, but you think that you see movement around the thing. As for you, BP, looking off in that distance there appears to be what looks to be like bandits or highwaymen that are kind of patrolling around the thing. There's a couple of them, and they're pilfering through corpses, some of which are armed and others which look like just civilians, basically. It's a familiar scene minus all the fire.
Does it seem like they haven't noticed us yet, though?
It looks like they haven't seen you guys from like behind all the tall wheat.
Oh, there's wheat in the way between us and them?
Yeah.
Staying in the wheat.
Jesse,
Yeah.
I feel truly ashamed for what we had to do back at the caravan.
Yeah, I don't exactly feel very good about it either. I couldn't agree with that.
But maybe we could save the other people on that one.
What do you mean?
Well, I think from looking at them, there's a group of highwaymen attacking and looting that caravan. The blood seemed fresh, and the corpse seemed too.
I'm not very much use in combat right now. I'm very weak. I have 1 health.
I can try to draw all the attention to me. You can stay in the wheat. I'm
can
still
stay in
helping
the
them
wheat.
fight.
Yeah, I can stay in the weed and shoot my bow here. I can help you from a distance. I cannot do much else though.
Can we get a drawing of the scene? So,
Sure.
like, to plan?
Jesus is the bread.
So there's a massive wheat field here, and over on this side you have a toppled caravan. Like that, and then there's a second one as well, which has also been flipped over.
Have we gotten the chance to short rest at all? I guess we didn't. We were traveling.
Yeah, you guys could have short rested. Would you guys like to roll HP?
Yes, please.
Okay, please do.
Wait, what are we rolling? Sorry.
We got a short rest, so you can. Do you know
Oh.
how short
I
rest
don't know
works?
how short rest works.
So your hit dice, I think, as a rogue is a D8, correct?
I'll find it. I've got the book up.
It's a D10. So you have 5. You have a pool of 5 D10s at short rest, and you can
sure it's
roll.
D10?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh no, that's Ranger.
I think it's D8.
It's D8.
One.
It's D8. Okay,
I
so you
just
have a
roll one
pool
D8.
of 4 D8s since we're level 4,
Oh,
and you
okay,
can
okay.
roll them plus your con modifier to regain health at a short rest. As many as you want, and in any order.
After that, they're spent, and then you get half of them back whenever you finish a long rest.
Okay. So I'll roll 4d8.
You can roll them one at a time.
Okay. Yeah. That's 12.
It's plus con modifier too, if you have any.
Just
So,
once,
like-
though.
Yeah, okay.
It's only plus ones?
Yep.
Oh.
So 17, and then I'll go find
At least I think it is. I might be wrong, but I think it is.
3. So 20.
Okay, so you regain 20 health, and this would have been kind of gradually during your walk over here. Start to feel a little bit better. And BP, you rolled your health as well. So this is where you guys are, like on this side. And there's a dead body in the road that you saw there, and then there's all the carnage over here. Now, meanwhile, Darthan, what are you doing over there? You're looking at some spells.
Okay, I'm going to use a couple of cantrips and try and RP my way out of this situation.
Okay, what do you want to do?
First, I'd like to use Prestidigitation to deepen my voice and create a kind of echoing effect through the, halls of the caravan.
Okay.
And then I'd like to use Gust cantrip to make the door begin slamming as if a wind had taken it. Like opening and closing very rapidly.
What do you say with your booming voice?
I told you I'm in no mood for these games. I have business in Inimbar. Now move.
Make a intimidation check, please.
Wow, I'm way zoomed in. A 16.
Okay. The man from inside of the room calls back, and he says, "Oh, fucking Christ. Guys, I need some help with this one, I think." And you hear movement outside of the caravan.
Do we hear that?
You would definitely hear what sounds kind of like a rumble, and then people talking, but their words are like can't be understood. But there's clearly something going on. After that, you also see that the attention of these three people is suddenly pulled, and they move over towards this caravan here.
Is this one just keeping watch?
Yeah, he's just kind of like looking around. It doesn't look like he's paying much attention. He might be just taking a piss in the grass or something.
Okay.
Jesse, stay in the wheat.
Well, sorry, just a bit of table. I'm actually near max health now. I'm actually capable of assisting you.
I think it's still pretty good for you to stay in the wheat, though.
Oh, yeah, I can, shoot my bow from afar. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
These are just the kind of outlines of the field here. There's some spaces in between them, some rows.
I'll nod my head at you and stand by.
Oh, expertly drawn.
How nice wheat fields. Blocks of cheese, even.
Mm-hmm. So you go ahead and move forward. You guys can position yourselves sort of where you want to get to. Tell me what you want to do here.
I'll just be walking on the road.
Are these I'm trying to describe how to explain what I'm talking about. The say this circle.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the wheat chunk or
Yes.
is okay.
And this would be a bit of field or just a dirt
Yeah.
path through it.
Alright, yeah. So I'm gonna get here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth for me, please.
Okay, well that was it. Well, I guess it's 6. 12.
12. I'll roll some perception over here. Okay. BP, you're walking down the road, and these 3 people have gotten up to over here. The caravan has been turned on its side, but the back door seems to still be closed, and there's some kind of shouting that's coming from inside. One of them reaches for the door, and then another one kind of taps him on the shoulder and points in your direction, and the 3 look over at you as you're approaching.
I'll take a shot at the one front. Actually, can I, instead of taking the shot, I'll Hunter's Ire him first?
Sure.
See what happens then.
He steps up, and he's got a smile on his face. Go ahead and take the shot. Also, everybody please roll initiative.
It's a 19 to hit.
Okay.
Ooh.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Not much. 8 damage at him.
Okay. Okay. He steps over in your direction, getting about 5 feet. He sort of holds his hands out, one of which has a dagger in it. He sort of flips it from one hand to the other, and it sort of glints in the late afternoon sun as it then lands deftly in his other hand. He looks at the dagger and then looks at you, and with a smile on his face, he says, "Just right in time to make a little donation of me and then there's this loud bang that goes off, and he just steps back and then looks down at his chest where there's all this blood starting to pool in through his shirt. And
Fucking got him.
it is actually
Barbosa ass.
it's your turn first, BP. So I guess what do you want to do? You just shot this man in the chest. He's still alive though.
He's getting another one.
Okay.
Oh,
Oof.
11.
11. You miss. Is that your turn?
Does it look like they have crossbows and stuff?
Yes.
I'll stay right there.
Okay. The guy looks down and he reaches with his free hand and sees all the blood there, and he looks over and goes, "Well, you just standing there," and everybody starts running in your direction. And Jesse, you have been unsuccessful in your stealth. This guy has seen you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can he dash up to you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, he'll try it anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one's gonna hide. 1, 2, 3, 4. The door flies open. The movement from outside Darthan appears to have indeed sent reinforcements, but what you see is a man who is heavily bleeding from his chest when he comes into the toppled over caravan. He steps inside, and it looks like he's not even paying attention to you. He closes the door behind him as if to save him from something on the other side, something outside, and then he looks down and goes, "Oh, not so good." He reaches for his backpack, pulls out a roll of bandages, and then makes eye contact with you there in the hallway.
I smile.
He doesn't.
What happened to the other guy?
He's still in the room, probably quivering with his crossbow.
So is the other guy? Where the? I'm in here.
Yep.
So where is the other? I was in a doorway though. I thought.
You're in a hallway, and there's a little room here with the guy.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this is just a character. There's rooms inside of this box.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, there's stuff going on in there.
Okay.
Also, because it's toppled over, it's kind of impossible to draw, because it's
right.
vertical.
No, I understand. Yeah. I'm lost, dimensionally challenged, I guess.
It's all good. BP, there are 3 shots at you. One's definitely a miss, but the other's a 19 and a 12.
The 12 misses, but the 19.
A crossbow bolt strikes you for 7 damage. And that is their turn. Jesse, it's your turn. Somebody is charging you here in the wheat field. You see what looks to be a roguish type with 2 daggers, one in each hand, who's charging you through the wheat field.
Wait, what? I don't go?
Sorry. He's first, isn't he? Oh, my bad. Sorry, I read Jesse's thing. DB, yeah, it is your turn first.
Okay.
So you have a guy in here in the room who's quivering with his crossbow, likely, and then the other guy that you can clearly see down the hall towards the door. And he's already wounded.
I will just step up and shank this man with my rapier. Or
Okay.
attempt to.
Make an attack.
That is a 16. No, 17.
Roll damage.
Let's see. Do I have any blown up D8s? Is this a D8?
You bet it is.
You bet it is. That's a, I can add, I promise. An 11.
Nice.
He holds up his hand as though that's going to do anything. The tip of your rapier pierces his palm like it's a piece of paper and then stabs through his neck. When you pull the blade back out, he just kind of gurgles and falls over dead. Is that your turn?
Let's see, I moved once, right?
Mm-hmm. And the door is here, if that helps, like the exit door, not the doors to the different rooms.
Right. I would have enough movement to, like, get up on the dude in the room, though, right?
You could easily charge up to him, yeah.
Yeah, I will charge him then.
Okay. The moment you get through the doorway there, he shoots at you. Does a 20 hit, not natural.
Yes.
You take a crossbow bolt to the chest for 5 damage.
Okay.
And then close the distance with him. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Next up is Jesse. You're being charged by a dual knife-wielding maniac. What do you want to do?
This is a little bit off topic, but is that jeweled rapier I got earlier any different from just a regular rapier, or is it just for show?
Stat-wise, you have no idea. You can try it out if you want to see if it's magical or anything.
Fuck it. I guess I'll try it. I will move 1 square and attack this highwayman.
Okay. Make your attack with the rapier.
D8s, boys.
The D8 squad. Ooh,
I'm assuming that hits.
that's definitely gonna hit.
So, is it a D8?
Yep, it's a D8 damage, and I don't think you have sneak attack in this
No,
instance because he sees
Because
you
he sees me.
and no allies nearby.
It is a 11? Yeah, it's 11.
You have a +5 to damage.
Probably on 10.
Dex and proficiency?
No
Dex.
proficiency.
No, just
Okay, my mistake. 9.
9. Okay. Roll luck for me. Just roll a straight D20.
Oh, God.
If you get a 15 or higher, you insta-kill him.
Feels bad.
Oh, okay. So you step up. He's running at you with all his momentum, and your rapier pierces straight through his rib cage. You see the glint of it that pokes out through his back, but he's still alive. Like, you know, he gurgles blood for a second and then starts just trying to stab you to death. What do you want to do?
So, is he, like, actively swinging at me?
Yeah, like he's coming in to try and get you.
Is he, like, impaled through the rapier? Like,
Yes.
and it's in my hands. So,
Yeah.
like, if I swung at him again, I couldn't possibly miss, I'm assuming. Well, I guess I could. So,
The D&D rules don't exactly work like that. But if you want to, for flavor, try and jiggle the rapier or something, you could.
well, I was just going to attack with my other short sword. That was in my other hand.
Sure, yeah, you can do that.
So, just roll attack roll, or?
Yep, regular attack roll. Oh!
I'm
plus
assuming
dex
you
plus dex plus proficiency.
Yeah, that'd be 10 then.
You miss, unfortunately.
Damn. Okay, well,
You swing with your second sword, but he's got his daggers out and he actually parries it to the side.
so I can't, like, pull the rapier out and move away, right?
You could, but he'd opportunity attack you.
Well, I assume the act of pulling the rapier out would be pretty harmful.
Mm-hmm. Probably be unpleasant.
I will do that action, which I guess it's an action, question mark, to pull out the rapier?
No, you
From
can
his
just
chest?
do that as a free action. That's fine.
Alright, I will remove the rapier from this man's chest.
He gasps.
I will move. I already moved once, so I can do... yeah, I'm assuming opportunity attack.
Mhm.
3, 4, 5...
There it is, boys.
Nat.
While you're attempting to leave, you turn to run and then feel a sharp pain in your back. You take...
Oh no, dude.
Don't worry, it's 2d4s I'm rolling here.
Oh god.
You take 6 damage as he stabs you in the back with the rapier.
What a crit.
What a crit.
I suppose that is my turn.
Okay. Everybody roll initiative. Oh, that's okay. It's not
No.
great. I would have liked a little higher.
Oof.
Oh, BP always going first. Alright, BP, what do you want to do? The man that you shot ran into the little caravan here, getting safe haven. He seems to have escaped, and now there's a firing squad advancing on you. Jesse, bleeding, runs through the field into another field.
I'll point at this one,
Okay.
mark it with Slayer's Prey,
Okay.
and I'll take the shot at it. Oh my god!
Oh, the tease.
It's a 9.
You miss, unfortunately.
I'll back up on the road.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Next is our enemies here. They follow after you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And over here, this guy runs up to you as well. Actually, no, he's a knife-crazed maniac. He's gonna go in for it anyway.
With a hole in his chest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's got like a bloodlust adrenaline thing going on. He makes 2 attacks at you with his daggers. One's probably a miss at a 12, but the other one's a 20, not natural.
The 20 hits, the other one does not.
You are shanked for 3 damage as he stabs you in your lower gut with one of his daggers.
Okay.
And this guy running along here, or this group, fires on you again, BP. 3 attacks. Miss, miss. And the final one is... it's janked. Shit, a 6.
That definitely hits.
BP implodes. Jesse, it's your turn.
I will attack the highwayman again with the rapier.
Okay. There's blood coming out of the corner of his mouth as he runs up on you.
18.
Yep. That hits. Roll damage.
9 again.
Okay. This time there's a
Luck roll?
second plunge when you stab forward, and when you pull the blade from him, he falls to the ground dead.
Okay. What do I do now, actually? Jesus. I guess I'll do my movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Like that. And bonus action hide.
Ah. Sure, roll stealth.
Attaboy.
Oh, they didn't roll very good on perception.
Jove, I think he's got it.
24.
You successfully stealth. And
That'll be my turn.
nicely done. Rogue things. He's learning. Did one of you guys like ping that to him, or did he do that?
I
No.
actually read my class.
To,
Oh my
and
God.
I figured I'd let him figure it out.
This is a historic moment. Now meanwhile, I did forget something. The guy in the
Yeah,
room
one
here.
attack.
He's
Yep,
gonna
yep, yep.
attack you. So he rolls a 12, so that's a miss. Anyway,
That is
it's your
a
turn,
fabulous.
Darthan. As you barge into the room, the man with the crossbow fires it. It flies over your shoulder, embedding into the wooden wall behind you. The whole thing creaks as you approach the man, and he's frantically trying to reload the crossbow. What do you want to do?
Can I give the measurement for? Can you side draw this room for me?
Kind of. You're. Let's.
I mean, I just need where he is, where I am, in the doorway.
You're right beside him, and the doorway is like above you.
What?
Yeah.
So I
'cause-
opened the door and dropped into the room.
yeah.
Because the thing's on its side.
Right. Okay. The doorway is above us, and I'm right beside him. So if he wanted to leave, he would have to take an opportunity attack or disengage.
Yeah. He'd have to like jump up, grab the doorway, and crawl out, basically.
Okay.
Also, it made your entrance a little terrifying as you basically like fall into the room on him.
All right. We'll just try and stab him.
Classic.
Nothing wrong with old reliable.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. A 11, 13.
13 hits. Roll damage.
Goodbye, dice.
No, it's stuck. Oh shit.
Oh, oh.
Ooh, the big 12.
As you fall into the room here, you have your like magical rapier in hand, and you just pierce straight through him, and you can feel from the resistance, it must have pierced partway through into like the actual caravan wood itself, and he just dies there.
I will withdraw the blade,
Okay.
and then what does it cost to get out of this room now? 10.
Yeah, 10 to get out, and then you would be right here. So you'd have like
Okay.
1,
So I
2,
have
3 to get to the doorway.
4 squares left.
Yep. So
All
you
right,
can
so
just
pop
get
out
out.
the door and take a look around.
When you pop out of here, the afternoon sun thankfully isn't too bright. It takes a moment for you to adjust, but you basically step out into blood-soaked dirt, and you see the familiar faces of caravan guards and different passengers, all swoon and thoroughly looted. The highwaymen, however, who are still present, seem to be charging at something, and you see 3 guys who are running while loading crossbows, and they're shooting down at what looks to be like a tin can in the middle of the road with a gun in its hands. And you also see another one of the highwaymen who's like just running through the field. It looks like none of them are paying any attention to you right now.
I'm never gonna get to an bar like this, and I will whistle in a manner to attract attention.
One of them like pirouettes in place, and the guy over here turns and looks at you.
And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Everyone roll initiative. Fuck.
At least my initiatives are pretty good.
Hell yeah. If I roll a natty 1, do I add my...
Sure.
Yeah, you do.
You still add dex to it. BP, it looks like you're first again.
So since this
Whatever
one's
your
marked,
initiative bonus says, add that.
I'll add Hunter's mark to it too. So we
Okay.
both. I'll roll the hit.
You missed before, but you fire again, and...
Holy shit! Another 2! It's a 9.
Off in the distance, a stray bird attempting to peacefully fly through the air is suddenly reduced to a pulp. Is that your turn?
Like,
BP's
Does
like,
he-
I'm a
he
master hunter.
another one off the list. Does he look like... He doesn't look like a highwayman, right?
The guy that
Jesse.
crawls out of here. What are you wearing, Darthan? Like noble clothes or like armor or what?
No, it's a chain shirt, and like a very black cloak with the hood pulled up,
Oh,
and
so
like leather gloves and pants and whatnot.
you guys see basically what looks like a hired mercenary crawl out of there. He's got some blood on him, but he doesn't match the look of these guys. Is
I'll
that your
keep
turn,
on-
BP? Okay.
So right here.
You step back a little bit. Let's see. In this kind of a situation, there is a blood trail from here. So this guy thinks that you're wounded. BP over there has been hit. Who will they go for? I think 2 people would still pursue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this guy would like step out into the road, line up a shot. He's gonna shoot at you, and this guy's gonna follow. I'm gonna roll to see where he goes. He could go either way. 1 to 10, he goes for Darthan. Nope, that's a 15. This guy keeps running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh shit, he's gonna come right up to you.
Does he see me?
Surprise, motherfucker!
He does not see you, and he ends his turn right here on his way to BP. These 2 guys are going to fire on you, BP, and this guy's going to fire on Darthan. So
Did this guy walk back?
Darthan first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stepped back. Darthan
He's the one I marked twice, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit, Darthan?
Yes.
Okay. You step out into the light there, your eyes adjust, and then you take 2 damage as a bolt goes into your lower leg.
Not like this.
BP, you are attacked with 13. 13 misses, I assume. BP.
Yes, does me.
DB, it's your turn. What do you want to do, Darthan?
I will move.
Okay.
And I will. I will cast an Eldritch Blast.
Ah. Okay. Roll an Eldritch Blast.
Ranged attack, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And that is probably not going to make it with a. What, 8, 10?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. I will use my bonus action to mark him with the Hexblade's Curse.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Jesse, you're up.
All right. This is a interesting move, but I'm gonna sneak attack the highwayman in front of me with my rapier.
Go for it. You have advantage on the attack.
So I can roll 2d20.
Yep, so I'll get you another one of these.
Thank
You've graduated to the big leagues.
We Rick. Oh my god, please. What the fuck have you done?
17?
That hits!
You can put your dice over here since they take up most of your table.
Oh no.
Lucian, no.
I'll reduce them a little bit. I'll bring them back down a little.
Okay. So I roll 2d6s and a d8. This is gonna be lit. This man's finna get stabbed.
Then,
Oh! Oh!
oh,
Jay?
Reroll this one here. That one's
Oh my
janked.
god, double sixes. Jesus.
Holy
Whoa,
fuck.
triples!
So this is a
Wait,
20.
triple.
This is a 21.
Where are you stabbing this man?
Is he like looking at BP?
Yeah, he's got like his crossbow out. He's looking down the sights, about to shoot him, and then you just leap out
like under this man's armpit, like towards his heart.
Okay, your blade goes straight through, finding like a little opening between his ribs, and then goes like right through every organ to the other side. And when you pull the thing out, he just like the crossbow falls from his hands, and he like takes a look in your direction, and then just hits the deck, instantly dead.
Fuck yeah.
The powers of playing your class.
Road things.
Bonus action hide.
Okay, roll stealth.
Hit and run.
You'll have to beat a
Oh.
strong 4.
He understands.
That is a 25.
All right, you are hidden.
And I'll end my turn.
Everyone, roll initiative.
That man just died and I walked away.
You gotta wonder what these guys
They're
are thinking.
shitty.
Like, holy fuck! Oh,
Oh,
the tables have turned, my friends.
Now I'm last. Maybe
This
this
man-
time I'll get it.
This man over here drops his crossbow. He charges up to you. And this guy over here, he is going to try and find you. So he's going to go ahead and spend his bonus action to try and seek you out. What was your stealth roll that you had?
me?
Yeah.
25.
Okay, he like steps back a bit and then holds out his crossbow looking around and doesn't see anything. He stays there. But this guy is going to continue charging you, BP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, he's going to drop his crossbow and get right up to you with pulling out some blades. And it's your turn, Jesse.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry. I need to make an attack on Darthan real quick. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay, you are good. He misses with his longsword. What do you want to do, Jesse?
This highwayman's like looking towards this field.
Yeah, he hasn't shot yet. He's got his crossbow in hand. You can tell he hasn't found you yet, as he hasn't shot at you.
I'm gonna make a sneak attack on him with my short bow.
Oh, okay. You do have advantage since he doesn't see you.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a
that you
big
need
one.
it.
Oh,
That's
we'll take the
a
18.
Yeah.
So, like, 23.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
Now I roll 3d6s.
Let me help you out, kid. The big die give you big numbers.
This is a 12.
A 12? Where are you shooting him?
I mean the head.
Okay. You let
Which
out
head?
this shot here, and he's looking down the sights, and he doesn't even notice in time before, like, the eye that he's using to look down the sights is hit with your arrow and just goes straight through his eye socket. He like leans back, fires his crossbow straight up into the sky, and just falls over dead.
Where does that bolt land?
It lands 2 feet away from you.
Oh. Alright, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. High.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Fuck. I did not roll very good on the perception.
12.
Well, I rolled a 3, so you're still hitting.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Darthan, your turn.
Hmm. Yeah, alright. Well, we're just. You know what? No, we're gonna do create bonfire on the spot that he's standing.
Is that a save for him?
That is a dex save.
He rolls a 10.
I doubt that it's first my spell DC,
Mhm.
which is 8 plus proficiency plus charisma. So no, he loses that against a 14.
Okay. Roll damage.
You're just making a fire at his feet?
Yep. Takes 4 damage.
Okay. You wave a hand here, and a magical spell summoning flames underneath him is whipped up. It's not enough to kill the man, but you do deal some damage. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is your turn, BP. This man has closed distance with you. Who knows what's happened to Jesse? He seems to have vanished. And up here, you can see this strange man who came from the caravan is fighting with one of the highwaymen.
I'll take the opportunity attack.
Okay. He rolls a 12.
That does not hit.
Okay.
And I'll attack the double mark.
Sure.
Jesus. 13?
That hits.
Whoa.
Very sad amount of damage. 10.
10 damage. There's a loud echoing shot that goes off. You've heard the gunfire during this fight, Darthan, but finally you see one that seems to have come to your aid when the guy here, just suddenly, there's like a little puff of red mist that blows out from his side and he falls over to the ground. You see a trash can off in the distance who is holding a rifle in his direction.
Pistol.
Huh.
My bad.
Huh.
It's a nice one, that.
A very beautiful pistol. Even from here, you can tell it's of fine make.
Glinting.
It might
300
even be
gold.
worth $500.
Oh, it's 500.
Huh.
Oh, fuck. Do I see Jesse in the woods? Or I
No.
do see the corpses on the ground.
Yeah,
Whoa,
he's been
fucking
doing
perception
something,
check.
but you can't see him. You're like, you don't really remember how these people died? Just like, oh.
What I can
But they
assume,
did.
though.
Yeah, one of them's got an arrow pointing out of his eye.
I'll like keep his attention and back here,
Okay.
making eye contact with them.
Everybody roll initiative. Oh,
Yo,
shit.
this is like a pretty advantageous battlefield for me.
The last one was 2.
I hate you! I had a good roll.
You know, the last one had all this wheat too.
True that. I think I just failed every single stealth check, actually.
You weren't really trying last time, but yeah.
Darthan, it's your turn first.
Huh. That's pretty far away.
Mm-hmm.
Start screaming at him.
Give me a moment.
Now keep in mind, Eldritch Blast is basically a railgun from suborbital distance.
Oh, that's true. It's like 100-foot range, isn't it?
Yeah, that can strike
Yeah.
any of the Earth's continents.
I will use Eldritch.
Okay?
What's its range?
It's like 120 or something. It's like really stupid long.
Um.
You might have missed though.
So is that range spell attacks just 8 proficiency charisma mod, right?
Proficiency
Or not,
plus,
roll
yeah,
proficiency
charisma.
mod, yeah. So 12.
That hits. Just.
Is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
8 force damage.
Roll luck, please. Oh, no 15 plus. He is still alive. A magical spell streaks across the road, hitting this man here, and it looks like he's about to turn to flee. Is that your turn, DB?
Yep.
Okay, BP, it's your turn. This man does not want any of this.
I'll take I'll Slayer's. Or no, I'll move my Hunter's Mark to him. Then
Okay.
I'll take a shot at him. No, 13.
That hits. Roll damage.
So Darthan just attacked the highwayman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess we both would have seen that he's trying to help.
I saw him like fighting the other one, I assume.
Yeah.
So we're assuming he's an ally. Okay, making sure before I like shoot at him, assuming he's a highwayman.
Or a
12?
turncoat highwayman.
I
12?
mean, I don't know, dude.
This man is wounded. There's still sort of like electrical sparks coming off of his body from this spell. He turns to run, and then you blow out one of his kneecaps, and he falls over dead.
Oh my god.
You guys are no longer in combat.
I will sheath my shield and rapier and instantly begin checking these men.
Okay. Jesse
I
and
will-
BP, you guys notice that after this final man goes down, the guy further down the road turns around and just kind of kneels over near a dead body 5 feet away from him.
I'll
You said
come
I-
out.
Shot
Sorry.
him in the kneecap, right?
Yeah,
One more shot to the head.
sure. You think you see him breathe for a moment and just blow out his brains onto the road.
I'll come out of the whatever the wheat field and shout at Darthan. Hey, who are you?
Darthan stops what he's doing and looks at you, and then goes back to what he's doing.
I'll look at BP and see if like what he thinks or like what his reaction is. I guess.
Looking at the body I shot.
Oh. I'll just approach Darth. I'll just fucking
Sure.
walk up to him. Hey, what happened here? Why are you here fighting these highwaymen?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I suppose it had to do with that caravan over there, yeah?
Perhaps.
Well, my friends and I over there, as you saw that fight, we were just traveling along this way. We just happened to come across this, and we decided we wanted to help.
Lucky for me, I suppose.
You trying to get somewhere, or I suppose what are you doing out here?
Yeah, headed to Solsland. Gotta meet a contact there.
Contact? What kind of contact?
He stops rummaging around and just looks at you with piercing blue eyes.
Goodness. I suppose I'll maybe not ask that quite yet.
Appreciate it.
Awkward laughter.
It's perfect.
Go back to what I'm doing. Did I find anything on this man?
Ah, you find 7 silver pieces.
I throw it on the ground.
Okay.
On the ground. I'll
I'll-
check.
Robot shuffle over.
Squeaky wheels.
Hello, are you okay or are you injured?
I glanced over my shoulder and now take in this fucking trash can in front of me.
He is covered in
And-
blood, new and old, and sports not 1, not 2, but 3 guns.
What the fuck are you? Yeah, I'm fine. I'd like to take a closer look at the BP here.
Sure.
I like that for a moment. What?
Oh, he
He's
looked
gonna
at
take a
you,
look at you.
saw your 3 guns, and said, "Mother of God."
I do have only 2 guns, I think. I don't have the rifle.
Oh, okay. You have a pistol in one hand and a gun arm. Okay. Much more normal. Sorry, my bad.
Sir, is there anything you need? Are there more people on the caravan? Please should check.
Don't know, don't care. Need to find out whether or not these men were sent after me, and then I need to get to Solsland.
It is good to hear you are not armed.
Do I, taking in BP's appearance there,
Mm-hmm.
What do I see?
Looking at him, he's clearly a simulacrum, though one that seems to be made rather bulky, and he's clearly armed with a good amount of gunpowder weaponry, though he doesn't seem to threaten you with it at all. He sort of squeaks and clinks around and moves in a very inelegant manner.
All right.
It's like how those really tubby kids walk.
Table talk.
Just got honey all over my legs.
Christ.
Aw,
Table
dang.
talk.
What's up?
Uchi told me that BP has the DeGronk symbol on his chest.
He
It's
does.
on my fridge door.
Do I recognize this?
Make a history check, please. And roll a 10 or higher.
I don't think that's gonna cut it. It's not.
Okay. You see a crest on him, and you're not sure what it's from. It could be a noble family or maybe a guild. He's clearly a part of some kind of organization, but you're not actually familiar with it.
All right. Do I find any writing on the man?
Oh. Rummaging around on this guy, no, you don't. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I'd
seem
like
to
to-
have much. He seems like his gear is pretty Spartan, actually.
I'd like to start checking the other figures.
Sure. You go to another nearby body and start to look through his stuff. Now, meanwhile, Jesse and BP, what are you guys doing?
Jesse, please assist me checking the caravan.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
I'll go around knocking on the sides of their caravan,
Sure.
saying,
Hello, we have come to assist any injured.
and then I'll repeat that walking around the caravan and knocking.
Unfortunately, you don't find any that seem to have survived, and as a few minutes go by and you look through these, carefully examining the different rooms and looking through broken windows, you find that everyone seems to have been slaughtered. You see people that look like they're commoners, merchants, some people who are actually dressed in pretty decent clothing as well. All of them put to the sword. There are a couple of dead highwaymen around here too, perhaps ones that didn't survive the onslaught.
Do any of the highwaymen look like the leader type? Is there maybe one that looks out of the ordinary?
Go ahead and make a perception roll. Or insight, rather. Oh, that's not going to help either way.
It's like a 8. Wait.
8.
6.
6? Okay. No, they all look pretty much the same. If one of these guys is the leader, he doesn't really wear it on his clothes, sort of thing.
I will look through these caravans for valuable items.
Ah. Roll luck, please, Jesse.
Or any form of useful items.
Oh,
And apparently not.
Okay.
what a tease.
You find that the caravan has been pretty thoroughly looted, and there doesn't look to be much in terms of gear from inside. You do find some coin here and there, coin purses, which have been gathered up by what looks to be like a freshly dead guardsman here in one of the rooms. He has on him 13 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
But that's about it. Now, meanwhile, outside, Darthan, you're going around combing through these bodies. I'd like you to roll luck, please. See what you find.
Holy shit.
Not much. You comb through one after the other, and you eventually find a total of 30 gold pieces on the different highwaymen. Every guard that you see has been pilfered, and every merchant, every commoner who is riding along the caravan, they've had their coins transferred, it seems, over to the highwaymen, and you transfer that into your own personal bank account, perhaps. Now, whether or not it's a good sign or a bad sign, that I leave to you. but when searching through the different highwaymen and their belongings, you don't see anything like a note that would denote these people coming after you specifically. It seems like this was more happenstance than it was somebody coming after you. If it was a hired job, they definitely didn't leave like any kind of written note for it.
Right. Okay.
So you guys are kind of concluding things. Darthan's been checking through the bodies, finishing up the last one. Jesse, you go up to like one caravan, check it out. BP, you check the other, and one by one you guys kind of come up sort of empty-handed.
Did you find anything over there, BP?
No. It's
Yeah, I didn't find much either, besides blood and a little bit of gold.
seems that the masked man is the one coming out of this alive.
Who are you, young men?
My name's Jesse Faden. I'm a simple person town boy from Hillcrest.
Simple
And this-
person, town boy.
I couldn't think of a
Jesse
proper.
Faden, a simple person town boy from Hillcrest. Okay. And you,
My name is
Right.
BP, a simulacrum from Hillcrest as well. Dear
both
friend
of
of
you are
Jesse.
from Hillcrest.
Yes,
Hmm.
friends for a while. Friends for as long as I have existed.
Interesting. I too am from Hillcrest. I will reach into my pocket and produce a signet ring and show it to BP.
A noble house from Hillcrest. Not the most powerful, but not one of the poorest either. You see a little signet ring here that's pulled out, and BP, I'll have you roll history to see if you actually know like what house he's from, or if this is just like, oh, he's a noble. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so you know this house, and you're aware that they have like some pretty decent power and everything. If this guy has this ring, he's either killed one of them or stolen it, or indeed you're speaking with a noble who's, well, geared up for some fighting, it seems.
Is it way above? Oh, sorry. Way above the DeGronk family, or just like?
The DeGronks aren't nobles, right?
That was
We
my
said they were.
impression.
No, they are.
Oh, I thought we lived in like the middle district or close to it, or close to the noble.
Yeah, so you're, if I remember correctly, you're kind of like a wealthy merchant family. Like you guys have an estate and stuff, but you're
Yeah.
not actually nobles. You're just like a
Oh, okay.
like upper middle class kind of thing.
Well, I've definitely heard of the Beauvoir. What was the last name?
Balders.
Baldiers.
Yeah, you definitely know the Balder family.
It is good to see another face from Hillcrest. I do recognize your ring, or your family crest of the Balder.
I'll point to my chest. Say,
I am of DeGronk make, but maybe you have not heard of them.
When you hear this name, something stirs in your memory. It's not something that you can put your finger on. It's too vague, but the DeGronk definitely sounds familiar. Maybe like some family that you've had a brush with or something.
The Bronx. I'm
Hathor,
sure I've run into them before, but I cannot remember them now.
pretty unique in the fact of half-orc smelters and smiths, tinkerers.
More artisans, of course, yes. I wouldn't have had much dealing with your family myself, but perhaps somebody in house service had. Maybe that's where I've heard it. Regardless. The sun is setting and I need to get to Solsland. Seeing as we're all Hillcrest men here, perhaps you men would accompany me?
Sounds like a great idea. We should do
So-
that.
Sounds
Is the younger one here also a DeGronk?
I am DeGronk.
No, to answer your question, I'm not. I just come from a very unfortunately poor family from the slums of Hillcrest.
From the slums, you say?
Yes.
What would a boy from the slums be doing with a DeGronk?
Well, in my growing up, I spent a lot of time trying to make things easier for my family by attempting to steal food or five-finger discount some things that would make our lives easier in an attempt to give a helping hand to my mother and father. But as a result, one day I was caught and I had to serve some form of service or prison time, and I chose to be a work boy for the DeGronk family. That way, I met BP here, who you just met, and that is, yeah, that's my story, I guess.
Would I know of him having anything to do with the criminal revolution in Hillcrest?
Oh. I would say no. The name is not familiar. But given that he has done some thieving and stuff, he might have had a hand in certain things.
Okay. You see Darthan's eyes light up for just a second. And he turns to you, Jesse, and says, you were a thief when you were younger, but you're reformed now?
Not necessarily. I still have to do some from here and there. I won't give too many details, but that is my primary talent, I guess I'll call it, yes.
Useful.
You were the kind enough friend to pick me up this.
And I hold up like the shiny gun. Or I guess it's blood ridden now.
You know what? Yeah, I'll big dick it. We got this from Hillcrest, and as a result, the market district in Hillcrest became a little tighter as a result.
The moment that you see this gun, Darthan, the moment that your eyes land upon the thing, you see the little sigil on the side that shows where it was sold from and which blacksmith had made the thing, and it all clicks, and you suddenly know who these people are. When everything had gone down, it was during a period where there was a ceasefire between some of the rival gangs, yours included. Nobody was to do anything. The guards were getting too antsy. And then somebody from some group stole an incredibly expensive pistol from one of the market stalls in broad daylight, starting a chase with the guards. And your men never found out who it was. The other gangs said that it wasn't them. You didn't know who to trust, and admittedly had some people who you wanted to point the finger at. You knew what the store was. There was no way to really find the evidence because the guy had gotten away, and here it is now. The gun being held in front of you by some sort of strange child from a family who's a bunch of artisans, and some thief who seems to not really know what he's doing necessarily.
Now,
Is something funny there?
So you're the reason that I've had such headaches these past few months.
I guess. We haven't really known what's happened in Hillcrest since it's been a very not go there kind of place for us now.
we left as
Don't
soon as we
say.
stole the gun.
I can tell that you're clearly responsible for stealing the gun. You're also responsible for the powder keg of a situation that exploded in Hillcrest, resulting in the dismantling of many a gang, including my own.
Oh.
Oh.
And with that, we'll cut to a brief 5-10 minute break.
This is a nice amount of tension. I need to go piss.
Awkward.
Awkward.
No, this is good.
Oh.
Oh, and with that, we'll cut to a brief break.
No, RP, it's perfect. We'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna grab some more tea.
Not Ollie Williams with the weather.
It's gonna rain!
It's
I
a
was
cold
gonna say
day
that.
for criminals.
This is good. This is good. Jesse's still a little socially awkward, but I decided to let him know immediately that what I would have done. Something I normally might have never done.
You just big dick the wrong man, Buckaroo.
Yeah. I mean, I can still
We'll
find
see.
out pretty shortly.
It's your boy, and he's back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I'm back.
Hello.
I wonder what this rapier does.
I wonder if it's special. What if it's like... It's probably a rapier that steals your soul, though.
Hell yeah, my kind of rapier. I mean, this was the rapier the nobleman was using, right?
Mm-hmm.
Surely this must have something.
Surely.
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 Has Ballington returned?
Ballington never left.
Oh. Well, well, well. Give me uno momento, por favor, and then we shall start up. Okay. I am ready to go. And we're back. You boys are standing here and have just heard the revelation that, well, this man appears to be the head of a gang, one that may not exactly exist anymore given the events that went down in Hillcrest. He seems to have laughed about it, though, so at least there's that.
So, are you in good spirits that we're leaving now? Are you upset about the situation?
I'll ignore that. Just take a step in towards Jesse and look him up and down.
Sure. How do you feel about being approached like this, Jesse?
Well, he just said something that was a little, that made this seem normal, so I'm just acting very neutral and normal.
Okay.
A little rough around the edges, but the markings of good beef. Yeah. What else have you come to steal since then, boy?
Since then, nothing, actually.
Nothing.
Correct. Nothing.
The thief who broke the minds of the guardsmen of Hillcrest. Since performing what should be his magnum opus, I'm assuming, seeing as you've not lived long enough to have much else to steal, has stolen nothing.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, perhaps there could be more work for you in your future, but
Yeah.
that will be saved for a later time. I must reach Solsland. I have a contact to meet there. I'm not sure how much longer he'll be waiting around. And I'll turn over my shoulder and look at the setting sun and say, if both of you are ready, we will be off.
I'll look at BP and kind of give him like a, "Are we sure about this?" kind of look.
Sure.
Well,
BP loads his gun.
That's very threatening.
he hasn't done anything harmful to us yet. Maybe we just escort him to Solsland. See what happens after. DP has many thoughts of what to do.
All right. I don't see what else we have going for us. We can just go to Soulsland.
Okay. And with that, you guys head off and leave for the city of Soulsland. Travel across the road goes by for another day. Do you guys have rations?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I can, before we set up camp the first night, I'll try to stalk the prairies.
Sure. You can make a survival check, see if you can find anything to eat.
Woo. That'll be a 21.
Provided that or given that the caravan rather had supplied you with food, now that it's no more and everything seems to have been ransacked or lost, you're without any real rations here, Darthan. But when you guys set up camp, this strange trash can leaves off into the nearby fields, and after hearing a blast off in the distance, comes back with a small hare that he's shot. And it's enough to get, some meat for all of you guys, and you eat that evening.
I do not need to eat, but hopefully this will suffice for everybody.
The evening goes by. Or sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, BP.
Useful. Very useful.
Is there ever a moment when we're camping where it just seems to be like Jesse and I up, or?
No, I don't sleep.
Okay. Okay. Before shutting down for the night then, I'll take out Draken's tome. Just flip. Is there like a most recent page? I'll go to the most recently written on page.
No, because the book is magical, and when you open it up, the writing displayed on the pages appears to be almost like at random. There's no real rhyme or reason.
Okay. I'll turn to a random page.
Sure. You end up on actually an explanation about some sort of weird animal that lives on
Hey.
a different plane, and end up spending like a little while reading about that. Now, with that, you guys lay down for bed, and you all get a long rest. Go ahead and heal everything up.
Are hit dice rounded up or down?
It's rounded up. Otherwise,
Okay.
you may potentially never get them all back.
Oh, that makes. I guess that wouldn't matter, seeing as though we're level 4.
Well, once you have one left, then it's like you have to round up. What do you get, like half a die?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get a Vern Troyer die.
go. You guys head back towards Solsland, and do you guys talk about anything along the way?
Yeah, I would. BP had said he has plans for what to do. I would ask him about that.
Sure. It's the next day. You guys are all rested, feeling much better. Some of you might be a bit groggy or in pain, but it's nothing like the other day. You feel kind of fresh. You know, the sun comes up, everything's good.
Well, I was gonna just bring this up to Jesse, but been traveling for a long time together. I'm supposed to return back to Hillcrest at the first of spring, but I am having thoughts of going back home early.
Oh, you are?
Maybe.
I have a astonished look on my face.
Maybe hunting isn't for me, Jesse. With the recent days,
Hunting? You seem to be a remarkable hunter. What would make you say that?
our recent adventures haven't been so favorable for myself.
We recently just lost 2 of our other group members to a fight.
Yeah.
One that wasn't pretty, nor with good
Inevitable.
intentions.
I see. Well, I'll rap BP on the chest and say, well, you seem to be in one piece, and that's what matters most. Favorable or not, you must thank someone for your fortune, I'm sure.
Who would you think?
I'd thank my
Currently-
own 2 hands.
Reasonable. I would agree.
I would, it would be sad to see you go, BP. I would hope you give it a long and hard thought, but I won't stop you if you do decide to do that.
I will, Jesse. Do not worry. Seeing as though this is the only year of freedom I did try for.
Perhaps, if my contact is still around and business proceeds as usual, you could be convinced to stay out until the end of the year. I, too, desire to return to Hillcrest at the first of spring or sometime around then. And I could use a capable traveling companion such as yourself with an expertise on hunting.
You said you were head of a gang, correct? EP wishes to not consort himself in that type of business in his current state.
Tell me, BP, what do you know about gangs?
Well, I was taught to stay away and that they work the underground of the city. That is all that Clinky said.
Yes, it's true. Gangs operate outside of the light, I guess you could say, mostly moving in the shadows, but not everything a gang does is necessarily evil.
Here we go.
Take Hillcrest, for example. I controlled a small portion of the city's underground. Nothing to shake a stick at, or a gun arm, if you will, but enough. And inside of my territory, we're not all criminals. Some good people happen to live in the slums of cities, just too poor to rise up from their lowly stature. Sometimes it is within a gang leader's duty to protect those that he surrounds himself with and their families. Just as it is in higher society, so it is in the low society, just to a different degree, with different rules. Not everything is cut and dry, so good or evil. Perhaps if you were to spend some time with me and see the other side of life as it is, you could come to understand why I would
take such action?
BP will have to think on this. I do not know how to feel.
That's fine. That's fine. And you, Jesse,
Yes?
your lack of theft is surprising. Is it something that you've put down?
Not necessarily. It's something that I did as I was younger, and I looked down upon it due to being caught, and I had to serve a quote time. So I just decided to never do it again. But recently, upon meeting this party, which includes BP here, I decided to try it again, and I did something that was for I won't say the better of our group, but we got a nice piece of some luxury, and it has helped us in several engagements and encounters and things of such. So I've decided to give it another shot and give that view another try, and I'm looking to find more riches, I guess you can call it, or things to help us benefit through this adventure a little more easier. It's a cruel world out here, and it would be a little bit easier or just that much nicer with maybe something that someone else doesn't really need.
Yes, well, your talents are considerable and perhaps could become very useful in the coming time, as I may need a guide of sorts upon entering the city to find my contract. I assume you are familiar with Thieves' Cant.
I'll respond in Thieves' Cant, yes I am.
Which probably sounds something like, yeah, the day's pretty sunny, eh? Okay.
You know what
I'll
this
take that
looks
as a
like. You
yes.
just don't know what he says.
Okay, good, yes. When we enter the city, you're going to be looking for signs pointing to a outsider from Inimbar laying low, probably somewhere in the Undercity or in the middle class area, but that is rather unlikely.
Okay. I will look around the city, I suppose, though that is oddly specific.
Well, I'm just saying, when we get there, keep your eyes open, and perhaps we'll find what we're looking for.
All right. I don't mind that.
That being said, as you are now my companions, I shall split any of the profits that I make through my actions while you remain in my service. I'll keep 60% of the shares, and you two can have 40%.
We're doing work now. I don't. What work?
And why are you taking most of the profit?
Well, of course, I'll set up the job and secure the payment.
But it just seems a little unfair, don't you think?
Look, if you make money from another source, by all means, keep it all from yourself. I'm just saying, if you do choose to help me on my endeavors, you will be compensated.
BP now understands that some illegal acts still help him and his party of friends, but BP wishes to do only acts that don't bring more harm. Can we avoid that, sir?
I think that we can find just the right kind of jobs for you, BP.
Maybe the adventure still lives. I do hope so.
You kind of cut. Made BP what?
May the adventurers still live. I
Oh.
do hope so.
Indeed.
I think what BP is trying to get at here, and I do agree with him, we're not looking to hurt innocent people for our own gain.
I can assure you that there will be no innocent blood on your hands. I'm not that type of man.
Looks around shiftily.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
It's 100% truthful.
Okay. Roll insight.
Well, I mean, first what?
Well, maybe your character
It's
said that.
100%
That's all.
truthful.
What?
It's begun.
He could be telling the truth, but it's tough to tell. You're not sure what to make of this guy.
His eyes are somehow looking in every direction.
How can he see inside of his own soul?
Here, I'll throw a fucking dice too. Sure, let me out. Insight.
Oh,
11.
You think he's telling the truth, and that he doesn't intend to harm innocents, but BP, you just can't... He could be lying.
DP may or may not believe you.
What I said was, there will be no innocent blood on your hands.
Okay. That's a finely picked sentence you got there. Let's see how
Yep.
that pans out.
Yep.
Asterisk.
There's a
Fine
lot of
print.
fine print.
Why is this quote in 4 parentheses?
I would say the keyword there is your hands.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so too.
Okay. Writing notes.
Yep, everybody
Okay.
get that down.
Actually, yeah, Will. Hell yeah.
Okay, travel continues, I think, unless anyone else has anything to say.
No, I'm good.
You guys
Uh,
continue on. Were you gonna say something, BP?
As we let that one just float in the air for 5 minutes and awkward tension build,
Mm-hmm.
I'll break the silence to
But Mr. Balder,
Please call me DB.
DB, that's very close to my name. DB, do you know who the Lionel family is?
Lionel family? Well, where are they from?
I would guess around these parts.
Do I recall a Lionel family from the area of Solzlin?
or Lyle. Lyle.
Roll a history check, please.
It is Lyle. Oh,
Undoubtedly not, with a 11.
You are unfamiliar with the Lyle family.
No, most of my connections in the noble houses are in Hillcrest.
Just like us.
when we saw Balder fight, was it just rapier, or we saw the Eldritch Blast? Yeah.
You would have seen the blast, yeah.
Probably would have heard it too.
You guys would know he has magic. You would have also seen the, the summon bonfire and stuff. And the weird noises from inside the cart.
Alright.
DP assumes that you're a magic user, correct? Hello. I may have
I'm familiar with some magic.
Well, I think I'm lagging a little bit. Pardon me.
Yeah, I think like everything's lagging. Music is
Oh.
lagging.
There we go. We're good now? I think.
Looks good on my ping.
Okay.
Is it from a certain god, or just from your teaching?
How the fuck do I answer that?
I don't know.
I don't have a great understanding of My religious connection? I guess I would say
The music.
yeah, music is fucked right now. I have
Very
no
immersive.
I have no connection with any of the gods that you are familiar with. My magic comes from an entity that is undoubtedly not godly.
This makes a moderate amount of sense. I understand, though. Good to hear.
I'll show him my tome of shadow.
Ah. This man pulls out a book. A magical, dark sort of thing. It's clearly got some power imbued into it. You know that wizards also have, like, texts that they use to store their spells and whatnot.
Ah, it is reminiscent of Draken's book. Well, thank you for showing me. I understand.
Okay. Are you guys headed off?
Yeah.
The rest of your travel to Solsland goes by without any interruption, and by the time that the evening is starting to roll around, you pull into the city. It's not black or anything outside, but, just getting a little dark. A few hours of sunset left. And my music decides to just shit the bed, so... What is going on? Why is it doing that? Poor kid. I just don't understand. Okay. You guys pull into the city of Solsland. It's late. What do you want to do? There's a few people out wandering the streets. But there's not the full day traffic that you expect, like, in the afternoon. Oh my god!
Can you just kill music, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll
I'm
try it
going-
again in a while.
I will look around everywhere around me for thieves' cant on any surface or on any board or anything.
Okay. Make a perception check.
My chair. 20, non-natural.
Okay. You step into this new city and take a look around, or not new city, you've been here before. But as you gander around this place, which is like the little opening right past the gate with, like a guardhouse nearby, and there's like a little tavern and some streets headed off, there doesn't appear to be any thieves' cant.
Okay.
I'll begin leading the party towards the docks, towards the Undercity docks.
Sure. So, mhm.
PP wishes to check in with something.
What is it, BP?
To see if any information or tell the Inquisition about our visit and what happened to Draken.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually.
I could go do that if you two wish to proceed with your
Okay.
suspicious events.
Suspicious events.
I couldn't think of a word.
Events. Okay.
What word am I looking?
Perhaps you'd like to take Jesse with you. I'm sure I'll be able to manage on my own.
Okay, that might be a good idea as well. I'll go with you, BP.
Okay.
Okay. You guys split up. Some of you head off, and what is it that you're doing here, DB?
I'm going down into the Undercity looking for the thieves' camp that'll lead me to my contact.
Okay. There is a house that you've been told to go to, and this city does not actually have a dock to itself. It's close to the water, but isn't actually on it. For whatever reason, the city of Solsland was built just like past the shore, and the little fishing vessels and things like that you've been told are kind of outside of the city. But you do have a house that you're supposed to go to and see if you can find anything there. So you go and check that out. While the other two, you're headed straight for the Eldritch Tower.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys go wandering off and head up towards the tower and pass by. The guards let you into the main gardens. Are you going?
Is there like a front desk?
Not exactly. There's a large waiting room with a teleportation platform at its center and a bunch of statues. And you can see different wizards kind of wandering around in there, as well as people from the town.
I'll go up to one of the guards.
Out in the garden?
I guess a random wizard. Yeah, let's just go up to a wizard. Hell yeah.
Okay. The wizards here in the tower seem to wear the same attire, and you find one who's not busy talking with anybody. When you approach him, he gives you a look and says, yes, how can I help you?
Actually, never mind.
Not gonna go back to Jesse.
Okay.
I forgot we weren't supposed to tell people about our mission. How do we proceed?
Trying to remember what thing you're referencing. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Who would we talk to?
The only person in the world that I could think of telling that to is the person who assigned us this mission. But I don't know where he is or how to find him.
Nor do I remember his name.
Womp, womp, womp.
Is there like an intelligence check we can make?
Is it in your notes?
I have. Nope, it is not in my notes.
You have forgotten this man's name.
Well,
You guys stand awkwardly in the wizard's tower for a moment with a strange predicament, and elsewhere in the slums, you wander off there, and Darthan, you're trying to find this house. Go ahead and roll insight for me, please.
It's an 11.
Okay. Your quest has some directions with it, which has helped, but a part of what guides you is your gut, and eventually you find the right spot coming up towards a little cluster of shacks in a sort of sideways part of town, and it looks to be the house that your contact should be at.
I'll make sure that my hood's in place before I approach the house and enter.
Okay. Now, do you have like a code name that you go by? Or do you just use your regular name for your...
DB.
DB? Okay. So, when you go up to the door and open the thing, you see somebody who's there and sitting in a little chair across the room who turns over at you, and he seems kind of like startled to see you enter like that. And he goes, who are you? What do you want?
I'm DB.
He pauses for a second and stares at you. Prove it.
No. Is my boat secured?
I'm not telling you anything until I know that you're the real DB. I heard some weird mic noise.
That wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Shifting over to.
Is there like a code phrase in this instructions that I've received?
Sure, we could say that there's a code phrase. Do you say it to him?
I do.
Okay. He seems to ease off of his guard here, and his posture changes from confrontational to being a little bit more friendly. He goes, "Alright, well, you can never be too sure. Always crazy things happening around these places. Your boat's ready. I can leave whenever you want. Got it already tethered up."
Indeed.
He kind of pauses there and looks at you, and he says, They paid me already, but they said it would be a while till you wanted to go. Are we leaving now?"
What do you mean they said it would be a while until I wanted to go?
When I got paid to do the transport, they said it might be a few days till you got here, kind of thing. Told me to wait for a while. Contact wasn't going to be so simple.
I see. Yes, we will leave before the day is over.
All right, I'll get my things ready then. Meet you at the boat.
Where is it?
It's down by the shore. You can't miss it. There's a whole cluster of them. I'll probably be the only person out there. Not a lot of people do fishing there nowadays.
All right. Be sure to mark the boat with something discernible to a trained eye.
He gives you a
You have
nod.
to step away.
I'll tie an old shirt to the thing or something.
This will suffice. I will return to my companions.
He nods, and you can see he's turning back towards his bowl to continue eating.
Yeah, I've already turned and left.
Okay. You step out into the streets, and meanwhile, off in the wizard's tower, the two of you are standing there with a secret mission that you can tell nobody about. But, how to get around that?
I don't remember the kids.
Yeah, I unfortunately do not either. I'm not quite sure what to do. But at the same time, I don't really want to be hunted by the Inquisition.
Yeah, they were supposed to spy on us at points.
Oh, you're right. Well, if this was the scry placed on Draken,
Maybe. I do not remember.
Staggering levels of retardation.
Want to take like a 5-minute break while I look up a YouTube video?
No, you forgot his name. How are you gonna get around it? What are you gonna do?
Could feign an anonymous tip for Gareth.
wait, what?
Like, we have information about Gareth's stolen items.
I feel like that will draw a little more attention than we're looking for.
You guys are standing there when another wizard approaches you. It's a different one. Looks like a younger guy. He goes, "Hey, do you guys need any help?"
Yeah, we're supposed to talk to someone, but I forgot their name.
Oh, one of the wizards in the tower?
Yeah. Someone. I absolutely forget their name.
Okay, well, if you remember, just let me know, and I can go ahead and see about arranging a meeting for you, okay?
He was in recent contact with Draken Cade, if that help.
The guy shakes his head. Sorry, I've never heard of him.
Well, one moment.
He turns and walks away.
Jesse, please.
Jesse, please, what?
I have no idea.
I don't remember his name either. I can't really help you. Or help us, rather. I'm not too sure what to say. There's no way to describe him too specifically without giving out sensitive information.
God, why do my notes suck so much? I have
Some stupid garbage, I bet. Share with the class.
Jesus. Wrestles in Mexican, also fucking dead. He's alive again. Dies in twice.
Is that all the notes?
There's BP.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me.
I remember.
Well, I don't want them crying on us, but I have no idea how we approach this situation without.
Well, BP, I just think we don't. I think we better get out of here.
Well, what if they scry on us?
Do you have an answer for that? Because I certainly do not.
Well,
Does the Inquisition have like a mailbox or like a PO box?
They have an office in here.
You drop like letters off in it?
Not exactly. I mean, you could hand like a letter to one of the wizards.
Who are you gonna address it to?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Dear the Inquisition,
Dear wizard.
To whom it may concern,
Uh,
from an unnamed party who definitely
This
did
is
not
like-
send this letter.
This is a puzzle I just have no idea how to tackle.
Well, that's perfect. That's
Okay,
why you
but,
have
like-
your trusty sidekick here.
Straight table talk. I have no idea how to do this.
yeah, I don't know what to do.
Isaac, you got anything?
what do you want from me?
Like, how would you even do this? Do you remember the guy's name?
Even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Well, goddamn.
You got this, dude. You're BP.
He's right, you are BP.
No, Basan's the name of that shitty kid.
He was not shitty. He was gonna go on a great adventure with you guys.
And then he
And
fucks
definitely
someone
not die.
He fell to the poon. I mean,
And
Yeah, how's he gonna die to a troll if he can fucking slay Poon and go to jail?
it's
It's a hardened criminal right there.
a seasoned adventurer.
All right, but what do we do?
do we just talk about like Jack and Cade's recent mission?
I feel like that's a very bad idea.
But then like in hopes they like think we're talking about the Sumerian realm?
That seems like not our territory to go into.
But that's like that doesn't seem that bad, right?
Is it?
It doesn't seem that bad.
I mean, again, I really don't know what to do.
You guys are standing there thinking this over, and eventually a third attendant comes over to you. And as she steps up, she says to you, If you're not gonna do anything, you might as well clear out of here.
I'm
He sent
Take
the old
something
lady to
over.
tell him to get the fuck out.
Do you know of Dragon Cade's recent mission within the Sumerian realm? It took place within the tower.
She shakes her head. I never heard of it.
Who would I talk to that participated in the mission with us?
What?
Who would I talk to? A wizard within the tower that
You want to speak with a wizard? Which one? If you want an appointment, I could just set something up.
Do you have a list of all of your wizards, ma'am?
No. There's a lot of wizards here.
What about the important ones?
Well, if you need help with a certain school of magic or a department or something, I can take you there.
what departments exist?
The Department of Wizardry. There's divination. There's the upper office. Inquisition.
Inquisition.
Oh, you'd like to speak with the Inquisition?
Yes, please.
Right this way, then.
Oh God.
She leads you over to the teleportation circle.
We walk.
Okay. When you step onto the thing, soon you are whisked away to some other room and find yourselves on another platform. She kind of shuffles off and hands you guys to somebody else who leads you down a couple of hallways. And before long, you're in a very familiar room. It's that spot with all the different tables and the paperwork, the people busily going back and forth with some things. As you're standing there, somebody from one of the nearby desks waves you over.
Hello.
He looks at you. Hey, what can I do for you guys?
We are looking for a wizard that was in recent contact with Dragon Cade within the tower.
You'll have to give me a more specific inquiry. Sorry, I have a lot of papers here.
He was the one we talked to during the Sumerian realm mission a few weeks back.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. You were here a little while ago?
Yes.
What day exactly? He, reaches for a stack of papers.
Oh God. Looking over at Jesse.
Was it the 72nd?
Yeah, sure. I guess.
I think it was the 72nd.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's... He grabs the piece of paper and ruffles it, looks it over. You spoke with... Oh, yes. Okay, and what was it exactly you were looking to do here? Did you have information on the Garen case?
Yes, and we would like to tell him.
Sure. He walks away for a second. I'll be right back.
Jesse, I am so smart.
You sure did it, Ify. You're the best.
I appreciate the compliment.
After a moment, the guy comes back, but he has with him a familiar face. It's that one that did the lengthy interrogation with you guys. Or not the lengthy interrogation, but led you guys to that room. And as he comes up, he goes, "Oh, it's been a little while. Did you guys find something out about Garen?"
Well, can we talk privately?
Sure, let's go to one of the interrogation cells. He leads you over to one of them and opens the door, stepping inside.
I guess we'll all step inside too.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know the mission you assigned us off the books.
Yeah. How did that go?
Draken is dead.
He just, like, what? You know, kind of gives you a shocked look.
The temple of
What do you mean?
Celestine brought nothing but tragedy,
Can you...
ultimately resulting in Draken's death.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you explain a little bit more, please? I don't fully understand.
We adventured to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was found there but an altar. We thought that bringing some gifts would result in information.
Did you ask her about the hat?
She knew nothing, nor of any of the lost items.
Garen said that... Well,
He forced Draken to follow Celestine, and doing so resulted in his death.
do you think she used some form of magic on him? Some mind control?
No. Just words.
This is very interesting. I'm sorry to hear that things have gone the way that they have. If you want to continue investigating, then you're more than welcome to do so. The reward still stands for the hat, though. Like I've mentioned, we didn't give you this job.
I think we'd like to resign,
Oh? Okay.
Jesse.
Yeah, I'm afraid this area is no longer in our interests anymore.
I
We're
see.
just gonna have to give it up.
He kind of gives a sigh, but he says, I understand. I'm sorry about your loss. Thank you for trying.
Yeah, we sure tried.
Was that pearl was that pearl for Draken's book tome ever created?
What do you mean?
The pearl he asked for.
Ah, no, it's a one of a kind, sorry. It can't just be
Okay.
made. There's only so many of them in the world.
That is all.
Thank you for your time.
He gives you kind of, a nod like, okay, and opens up the door and lets you guys leave. Oh, have a good day.
You as well.
Hey, what's your name again?
Oh, he tells you his name is... Hold on a second.
I hope it's like Tom Butt.
Tom Butt.
Yeah, just Tom Butt.
Tom Butt? Why would you want it to be that?
Cause it's so stupid.
He tells you his name is Daryl. Did I kill you?
I was typing
Yeah.
it out.
Okay.
Durrell?
Have a great day, Daryl.
He nods as you guys head off. Are you going down out of the tower?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't take too long before you leave the tower grounds and eventually get towards a little meeting spot. There, where you had originally broken off, you meet with Darthan, and the three of you are standing in a little area. It's like a three-way intersection between some streets with a little pleasant park nearby.
So we're like with Darthus again.
Yeah, you come back and you guys meet back up in this little spot. Unless you wanted to do something before that.
No, that's fine. So, did you find what you were looking for?
Arrangements have been made in yourself.
We didn't get what we were looking for, unfortunately.
What were you guys looking for?
I don't think we were looking for anything. I think we were just resigning.
Not necessarily looking, but I don't know. Never mind.
I was
You're just-
confused.
I don't
We
think
were
they
just-
know what they did.
We were resigned. We had to resign a mission for the Inquisition.
You two were working for the Inquisition of Souls.
Yes.
For a friend.
Okay.
No ties, though.
Okay.
Well, why do you act like that's something out of the ordinary?
Well, with your talents, such as they are, you don't seem likely inquisitorial candidates. But I'm
Ooh.
sure they have their reasons.
You ever just get called retarded? With what we do?
Damn.
No, but I see it a lot.
What did you find, DD?
I have found travel to Inimbar, our destination.
Oh. We're traveling to Inanbar.
Yep.
I looked to Jesse.
The City of Thieves.
I believe that's okay. I'm not really too sure. I don't really have anything in an bar for me. It would just be as a accomplice of DB.
Put my arm on Jesse's shoulder. There is much in an Imbar for one such as yourself.
What makes you say that?
Looking around the street and then leaning in towards Jesse, whispering, Inimbar, the city of thieves.
I don't.
Does Jesse put the two dots together?
I mean, I obviously put the dots together, but I'm like, Jesse's still kind of like, what does he want from me?
He's like failing a coloring book.
Draw inside the lines. He draws perfectly.
I mean, I obviously know what he's talking about, like as a human being in real life, but
Discordant trumpet music plays. As Crayola goes across the page.
You will see what I mean when we get there, Jesse.
Ooh.
okay.
Are you guys going for it? Are you actually leaving the city to hop on a boat?
I take this moment to look at BP as a, how do you feel about this?
Table talk, I would like to mention, nobody has been to this city since that fateful time where Thursday Group went to it back in season 1, promptly got fucking stolen from. You guys got pickpocketed and you're like, this is the worst city ever, and never came back.
Because Jimmy was like a good follower of faith for the good people, and
Yeah.
then like we stood outside bar, like 3 burly men came out like, killing that guy was pretty great, right, John? Yeah, Bob, let's do it again. And then they left out with like their bloodied maces, and we were like,
Jimmy's
maybe
like,
the
there's
city
no
isn't for
god
us."
here.
Oh, God!
Oh, that was so good. Well, Jesse looks over at you, BP.
It would be certain sing adventure, although DD did say that we won't be getting innocent blood. I trust him.
Shifty
Nice.
robotic eyes.
I suppose this is what I was looking for in the end, I suppose. So I will go along with this.
Excellent. Let's provision ourselves, and then we will head off towards the docks.
Now,
I need to go buy some rations.
you guys
Good
go off to
deal.
get supplies, and looking at the map, from what you can tell, and from the studies that you've done, right, like, preparing for this trip, you think there's probably going to be about 5 days, roughly, along the sea, unless conditions are bad, in which case you might be out there longer. So that's, how many rations you're looking for. Also, that guy who's piloting the boat doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's going to give you, like, an on-boat meal, so...
Yeah, I'd like to buy 20 rations, and is there some kind of...
The price in Solsland is good right now. It costs you 4 silver each.
Damn. Buy the whole stock and sell it somewhere else.
This ain't no bag of salt.
Pick up some salt as well. I require an industrial 50-pound
So,
sack
8
of
gold.
sodium.
Okay. Please no.
Oh, I
Is
know what I
there
want.
an item that I can purchase? I'm looking for an item like a more secure place to store gold.
Oh.
Preferably something that I can slip into my groin area.
There are options. I would say, given that, you were like a gang leader for a bit, you're familiar with a couple, you can get belts that have, like little hidden loops in it. You could get little miniature pockets put in your shoe. You could get like a sword who's got a empty hilt that has, space to have things put in it, that kind of thing. You could hide money in like a cane. There's all sorts of different things. If
Right.
you're
I
looking
need something quick.
right, you could just take like a pouch of gold and then stuff it like into your pants, I suppose, if you wanted. You could get somebody to sew on like a pocket or something like that on the inside of your pants.
I
It
Also
would
seems
probably
like
be
it'd
weird
a
to walk
while.
around with, but it would
Yeah.
definitely make it tough to get at.
Are there any is it commonplace to find these belts being sold that have these like loops for money?
Probably in seedier shops or with thief fences, that kind of thing, but not with like normal places.
Okay. So I'll leave the general store after purchasing my rations and pass them to BP question mark.
Okay. You find another use for this strange boy as he opens up his trash can lid.
How many are you putting inside me?
Just one. No, 20.
Please don't.
No?
I may have a giant gun, but I am not that strong.
Okay,
Although,
well,
I
you
can-
just gotta hold on to him until we get to the boat.
You can
There's
just
the
wheel
nitro
around all
key.
slow.
What? What's that, BP?
There is an interest fee. Just kidding. It was a human joke. Put them in me.
Okay. I deposit 20 rations into BP's trash can-like body.
The interest surcharge begins.
I will. I would like to sell some of these items on me.
Ah, okay. Are you just gonna go try and sell them at the same general store, sort of thing?
Well, somewhere that I can sell a noble signet ring.
Okay, where would you like to sell that?
Ideally, like a jewelry store, or yeah, a jewelry store. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you talk this over with your group at all, or do you just go like, "I'm gonna go sell something"?
No, I'm just gonna go on my own.
Sure. You guys kind of split up, and you head off to a little jewelry store nearby. It's getting later on in the day, but places haven't completely closed up yet. And when you step in there, you see a a man from behind the counter. He's looking at some stuff with a magnifying glass, and he turns up at you and just smiles. Let me know if you need anything.
Yes, actually. I came across this piece that I found pretty luckily, and then I'll pull out the signet ring and show it to him.
He looks at the ring, and then he says, "Where did you find this?"
My group and I, we were adventuring along the outside of Solsland, and we just happened to find it upon an abandoned caravan. And this was just lying among the things. It looked like no one had been there for a very long time. So we just decided that this was abandoned.
How old is your character?
27.
Wait, what the fuck?
He looks at you and he says,
I thought you were like 17.
"This belongs to one of the noble families in town. The Lyles? There's probably a reward for it if they lost it. You should bring it to them."
Oh, really?
He nods to you. He says, "They have an estate just outside of town."
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
No problem. He nods as you kind of head off.
Do we catch Jesse doing any of this adventure? Are we like following him?
No, I'd say you guys are at like random spots in the market and everything.
Okay.
I'm looking for a fence.
I'm going...
Can I get 10 gold, Jesse?
Yes, I'll telepathically give you 10 gold.
At some point, just hand me 10 gold.
So, Jesse, you return back to BP in the marketplace there, having gotten some information. And meanwhile, Darthan, you're still with them, but like scanning the area, hoping to find like maybe a shifty-looking character.
Well, I'd be just looking out for the thieves' camp. Same fence here.
Yeah, I would like to say that as well. I'm always looking for thieves' canton, like market shops and things like that.
Sure. You guys would both have seen this in passing then. While moving as a group, you notice that nearby there's an alleyway that has the little thieves' fence sign there. And you can see what looks like a guy kind of smoking a pipe down in the little dark alleyway.
Oh,
What's the
hell
thieves
yeah.
can't say?
Approach that nigga.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, Twitch.
Nibba. I said Nibba. What are you talking about?
He definitely did. It was a hard bib.
You could hear the meme in his voice.
Jabba the Nut.
Should I go with you, DB?
Nothing's stopping you. I'm bringing the fucking robot with me.
Yeah, I guess we're all going in. All right.
Oh, the robot's coming. Okay.
You three walk down the dark alleyway there, and you notice a bit of movement, as there must be people from like the nearby rooftops and balconies that kind of like look down at you guys as you approach. And the guy smoking this like corncob pipe looks over at you. He lets out a heavy plume and he says, "How's it going, guys?" And he mentions a little thing about the day and how slow business has been, and you know that he's saying to you, Jesse, you guys here to buy anything, sell anything?
I look at Jesse expectantly.
I guess this is pretty much up to my character alone.
The guy's looking at your group, and then DB looks at you.
It is pretty sunny out.
The guy looks over at BP like, oh. Alright, well, he continues.
In Thieves' Cant, I will say to him, I've got something I'd like to sell you.
Huh, is that so? And he looks over and he says, well, how about you show me what you got?
I'll pull up this noble signet ring and show it to him.
Do I see this?
Mm-hmm.
BP would see
grab
it
his
too.
hand.
Okay.
And
So
pull
you
it
reach
back
out for the
towards his
ring,
body.
and then, like, right as you're about to show it, you know, the both of you are looking, right? So Darthan and this guy have an opportunity to see it. So I need you to make a dexterity roll. Just a dexterity check to, like, grab this before the guy can see. And I'm going to roll perception and contest it.
Okay.
He doesn't roll very good.
I have rolled a 15.
Okay. You
Just a
managed to
dexterity check? Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to close his hand in time before the guy really gets a glimpse at it. Like, he looks over, like he's about to take a glance, and then you're just like, whoa, and you manage to stop your friend here.
Yeah. No, brother. Tell him we're looking to buy. And then I give him a hard glare as I close my hand around his fist.
Yeah, my mistake. I suppose we are looking to purchase something from you.
Alright. What are you buying? What do you need?
What do you got?
Are they speaking in Thieves' Cant still?
No, at this point he's speaking normally to you three.
Okay, I'll turn to him now and say, I'm looking to purchase a belt used for hiding corn.
I've got some of those. Get you fitted up. Need anything else?
I think that will conclude my purchasing.
Do you sell fishing poles?
No. He looks back over at
Darkin
you.
like slowly glances over his shoulder, like what?
The guy
wishes
turns to you,
buy a
Darthan.
fishing pole.
He holds up 3 fingers there, and he goes, just a bit of gold.
Yeah, I'll give him 3 gold.
Alright, be right back. He takes that and disappears into a little door into some sort of shop or house. And, he goes around there. You hear him yelling, and some harsh female voice yells back, and then there's like some rummaging and stuff, and some drawers being opened. And
In that moment of chaos, I'll turn and pull Jesse very close to myself and say, keep that hidden until we leave the city.
Okay. I won't say anything, but I'll just notion that I heard what he said.
the door opens back up, and this guy steps into the alleyway, and he's got a number of pieces of leather, and he shows you the belts. He says, you can pick any of them. Should do the trick. I always keep one on me, too.
I will, I mean, is there one that has, more available slots, or one that has...
No, it's just kind of different colors.
all
Like one's like a
same,
dark
different
leather,
colors.
that kind of thing.
I'll take the darkest one that he has, then.
Sure.
Does he have it in pink?
No. Actually, I'll roll
Damn.
luck. Yeah, he's got one in hot pink.
Hot pink, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna buy that.
Okay.
So,
Is there like a light purple?
Sure. But mostly hot pink.
Why do you?
did you roll a fucking 20 on that luck roll? Yes, you did, didn't you? Oh my god.
He looks at you and says, you need anything else?
How much for that one?
Pointing to the light purple one.
3 gold. You want it?
Hand him
That'll
3 gold.
conclude our.
Alright, there you go. He hands it over to you.
Yes.
Are you gonna put a belt around your trash can?
No, it's going inside me. That's where I'm gonna put my gold.
Oh, okay.
I'll buy one too. Sure.
Do you
I'll buy
open
a
up
black
your
one.
compartment and throw it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. The guy looks at you just like, what the fuck? And he'll take your gold as well, Jesse, and hand you the last one. It's like a dark brown.
I think we're done here. Thank you.
Alright. Good doing business with you. Take it easy out there.
You as well, stranger.
He lights his pipe back up and leans against the wall as you guys leave.
As we're walking out,
Jesse,
Yeah.
are you going to sell?
and then I point at your rapier.
No, actually, I was gonna see if I could sell my sword swords and buy another rapier to accompany this one.
Stylish and matching.
So that's where I was gonna go next. I was gonna try and find a blacksmith.
Maybe I should get 2 guns.
That's not a bad idea, BP. Pack twice the
2
firepower.
guns.
By
to
the
hold
way-
in one hand.
Yeah, 1 hand, 2 guns. You have a restriction here, Jesse, where I don't believe you can use 2 rapiers without having the dual wielding feat, because one has to be light, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Is rapier not light?
No.
Actually, is it both?
I'm pretty sure it's just finesse. I thought.
How's a rapier not light?
I believe it is.
That's a good point. But I mean, have you ever seen somebody dual wield rapiers?
No, but that in Dark Souls 2, I was a king.
Nope, just finesse.
Yeah, it's just finesse. Huh.
You could have 2 light hammers though. Holy fuck, a rogue with hammer. So cool.
So stealthy, dude.
Saw, bro.
Enters the compound and proceeds to hear cracking and
Oh.
breaking bones for the next 30 minutes while this guy robs you.
So was that kind of cheating when I fucking swung with a rapier and a short sword?
It looks like it, yes.
Sick.
But that's
okay.
But now we know for the future. Yeah, they both have to be light weapons, unless you have the feat. If you get the feat, then you
I
can
thought
use...
I thought the offhand only needed to be light.
No, that's a common misconception. It's both of them have to be light. But you always think that it's like one and not both, because back in the day, like the rapier dagger was like the dual wielding combo, right? So you'd think the rules would reflect that, but they don't for whatever reason.
It's like a historically accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
setup. Yeah.
But rapier dagger is so cool.
Yeah, that's why nobody ever plays it.
Also, it's not that cool.
Upon learning this information, I will go back in time and tell BP, yes, I'm looking to sell it.
Could we walk back?
Well, would we sell it to him or sell it to a blacksmith?
Mm.
We would most certainly not be selling that to him.
Well, I don't think we should sell it to a publicly known place, seeing as though where we got it.
I don't think we should spend any more time in this city.
But I want to go buy a fishing pole.
You can buy one in an bar, BP.
But I want to fish on the boat.
There won't be time to fish on the boat, BP.
I'm gonna fish on the boat.
You won't catch anything on the boat, BP. It'll be moving.
There's a salesman going by. He has a large wicker basket over his shoulders, and from it, these long, thin poles. And he goes, "Selling fishing poles."
Go
How
right
many
up to
20s
it.
are you gonna roll? How many 20s is you going to roll?
Day's almost over. I only got time for one more sale.
I walk up to him.
Okay. He looks over in your direction as you approach. "Hey, Sonny, you want to get one of these?" And he kind of like shakes his back.
Does it come with a strap put on my body?
What?
Okay. How much for one?
He holds out his hand and he goes, "It's 5 silver."
Is there any like difference in them?
Some of them seem to be longer, others shorter. You can pick whichever you want.
Which one's your favorite, sir?
He kind of like kneels down, and you hear the sound of, it's like a rusty hinge being closed as his knees attempt to work.
Oh.
And he's like, and just kind of drops the thing on the ground. And then he stares at them and he goes, "This one." And he hands you one of them.
I hand him a gold.
"Oh, you want another one?"
No, I'm expecting change.
"Oh, okay, all right." He starts fishing around. He's got like a little fanny pack, and his just ancient, spindly old man fingers are just like combing around in there. He's got like, he's having trouble pulling the change out as his hands are, old and shaky, and like a copper piece falls from the fanny pack to the ground and goes, "Oh, so, one moment.
Just keep the gold.
You sure?"
Yep.
And I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay.
Just shuffle on by.
You return to the group. Off in the distance, you hear it.
I'm ready to leave.
I need rations.
thought you were gonna say a fishing pole as well.
No, like,
I have plenty rations.
is that enough for all of us?
I don't eat.
Okay, yeah, it'll be fine. Should I attempt to find the place to sell this ring? Oh, fuck. I'll awkwardly tell the group about I tried to go to the jewelry store and then he told me that I could go to like that family house and sell it there.
That doesn't sound like a smart idea.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's a very bad idea. We'll just go to Inn Bar.
I'm sure we could sell our items there. Let's go to Inn Bar.
You don't want to return the ring to the rightful owners?
No!
No,
Are you
no,
sure?
no.
I am so fucking sure, dude. You better fucking know.
Because nearby somebody walking goes
Selling gold.
looking
and
for
buying
a
gold
specific
signet
ring. Are you guys headed out of the city towards the water?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's late at this point, and when you leave the gates, the daytime sun is actually just like starting to go down over the wilderness, where the long path that leads, well, to Hillcrest or Kazatov or wherever it is that you're going. The sun's setting in that direction, and you guys leave. It's quite picturesque as everything sort of turns to orange in the sky. But you guys go around the city walls and head for the water instead of using the path. After going around the circular city, you eventually get towards what looks to be like a little jetty that sort of hangs out over the water, and some very basic boats. All of them seem to be little like fishing vessels almost. The closest thing you see to a proper thing is like a proper sailing vessel is a single mast boat that has maybe 18 feet in total. It's not very large. And there's apparently a couple of sailors clustered together, and then there's another boat that's away from them, like 30 or 40 feet away, that has the shirt kind of wrapped around it, and somebody's seated there.
How shitty does it look?
The boat that you guys are going to be in?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little dinghy with some rowing, with like, the little paddles beside it. And the sail that it has is pretty small, probably about the size of like a large bed sheet.
Okay. Well,
Shall we get on?
No, I wouldn't have stopped to take it in. I just got on.
Okay. You guys head up towards the boat, and the guy turns and looks at you. And he says, "Hey, wait. Extras?
Is that going to be a problem?
I was just told about one. I was paid for one."
Your point being?
Look, let's not be coy about this. I know you're not exactly on the right side of the law here. If you're bringing guys like this along, then it makes things all the more dangerous for me, and I want some danger pay.
The way I see it, if I'm bringing men like this along, it makes it all the more dangerous for the people who would impose danger upon you.
Then who the hell are these guys? Your bodyguards?
For
Yeah.
the moment being, I would say they're your bodyguards.
Make a persuasion roll, please.
Oh, he's good at these.
finally, we have someone.
If that managed to roll onto the one,
I
was just thinking, like, no.
I would be capable of that. That is a 21.
oh no shit. He pauses for a moment. He looks over at BP and then looks at Jesse and then he looks back and goes, "All right, fair enough. Get in then. Are we headed out now? Let's head out
Yes.
now." Now BP, this fishing pole doesn't exactly fit in your body. Are you wearing it like the feathers where it sticks out at the top, or are you holding it in your hand?
I was just gonna hold it in my hand for now, so I'll just throw the gun in my chest.
When you guys get into the boat, BP, you're the last one to do so, and this guy, like, you know, he grabs the oars like he's about to start paddling, and then he just pauses, and he looks at you, then he looks down at your, like, fishing rod, and then looks at you. Do you say anything?
I throw it into the water. Like, I throw the hook.
you just throw it into the water?
I cast.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, throw away the fishing rod.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Sushi, you say I'm gonna cast a line.
He just like he blinks for a moment, like he doesn't know what's happening, like he's been dazed, and then he just starts like slowly rowing the boat, and you guys take off. Now, BP, I'd like you to make a survival roll, please.
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
And I do need somebody to roll a luck roll to see how the travel goes.
I need you to know, Uchi, how
Guess that's
inhumanly unlikely it is that you're gonna catch a fish like that.
It's a 15.
Oh no!
Hey, it's janked. It's on a thingy.
As if the one over here wasn't?
That's definitely a 5. So a 5 for luck, and what did you roll for survival?
That's
15.
most certainly a 5.
Okay.
No dice. Oh shit.
Now, BP, you've never been fishing before. You've been taught in the ways of the ranger, and you've heard of that kind of stuff, but you've never actually tried it. You've seen it
No
in
idea how
books.
to do it.
You're like, okay, well, you put this end in the water, and then you get fish, right? And so you cast the line out there, and you guys are sailing. The guy at the boat there, he eventually leaves the dock, takes the oars back into the thing, and starts manning the sail, and a little gust of wind gets you guys kind of going down the coast. He just says nothing. It's actually quite relaxing as you're going along and things are getting darker. And you don't really know what to expect, but at no time does the rod go like, hey, you got fish. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel anything. You're just holding it there like, like, how long do I do this sort of thing, right?
At no time does the pole scream fish. I mean, I'll just keep...
leave the line out for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. Now...
Just watching the water.
Sure. You guys get to... Oh yeah, is there anything anybody's going to be doing on the boat other than just, eating and killing time?
No, not really.
No? Okay.
No.
I have one...
I'll make sure to eat, yes. And so let's go ahead and subtract the ration. And,
How much 2 a day?
Well, according to Aleutian's own rules, you can go up to a number of days that is equal to your constitution modifier before needing to eat again, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but you can do it if you want.
It's 1 per 3 days. No, we bought enough. We'll just do 1 a day.
Okay. Now...
For 2 a day, 2 a day, Uchi, sorry.
Yeah.
On the first evening... Oh, sorry, yeah, do the ration thing.
So we're just 2 per 1 day so far.
Okay. On the first evening, you have to get some rest, BP, and, shut down your system and everything. You pull in this fishing rod, and you find that you've done it. You're a natural. There on the end of the fishing hook is a fish.
Hell yeah.
It's a minnow that's like an inch long kind of thing.
Yes!
What a boss.
I reel it in!
There's not much to reel in, but yeah.
Reel it in!
It's no real Uchi.
Reel it in!
Furthermore, it looks like the fish is dead.
I hold it in my hand.
You have caught your first fish.
I hand it to Jesse.
Jesse, you're given a dead minnow.
I
Eat it.
put
You
it
could-
in one hand and I flick it with the other hand back into the water.
No.
In slow motion, it flies through the air and then disappears past the water.
But I got that.
And what did you want me to do with it, BP? Put it in a frame?
It could-
Jesus Christ.
We can get it stuffed for you. You can hang it on your wall like a deer head, except it would be a minnow head.
He does not understand your pain.
A really tiny miniature frame, like an inch by an inch. uh,
So
It
when a
could have
boat
been your ration.
is moving, your line just floats to the top. So your fishing hook is just sitting on the top of the water while
some
the boat's
unlucky
moving.
fish just got fucking wrangled with it. You've been dragging it for like 10
Wow.
hours.
What a god. Good job, BP. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am thankful that somebody appreciates my skill.
You're a very talented robot.
I'll lean in close to DB.
I have no idea how to fish.
I know, BP, but you're getting there.
Oh, it's adorable. The next day comes around, and are you going to be fishing every day?
In the morning, I would like to try to open up Draken's book to a fishing page on how to fish.
Okay. You can use Draken's book once a day, and you make a d20 roll, and if you land on a 20, then you find that info, and if not, it's just useless. So if you want, you can now be the user of Draken's book, and
Oh, yeah.
just roll a 20 during the day.
How to fish?
This is the most canon thing I've ever seen. Oh,
Nope.
So close.
Here, hold on a second.
Horticulture.
Also, Jesse, you should roll to see if you heal your concussion.
oh, how many do I roll?
You guys are going to travel a total of... well, you did 1 day worth of rations, so another 6 days to get into Inimbar.
So we are down to 6
Zero?
rations altogether.
So you can roll 6 times to see if you get rid of the injury. So there you go. And you can roll these 5 to see if you get the Draken book if you're going to try and read it each time.
I would also like to fish every day.
Sure.
So I roll 6 d20s.
Yep, that's
Yep.
why you got 6.
Maybe wait until Uchi goes.
This is for the Draken book.
Okay.
Oh,
Nope, nope, nope. Nope. You don't get it. Let's see what we
Man,
got
this
here.
dice is a hot mess.
did that even roll?
You got it! You got it!
You got it.
It's a 20. You are healed. Your injury is lifted.
Yes, I have my dex back.
First god.
Nicely done. And
Can I
then
roll?
Get rid of these, please. It's a fucking mess.
roll survival 5 times, please.
Wouldn't it be 6 times? Because there's 6 more days.
Sure, yeah. You can roll 6 times. Let's look at these fisheronis.
Aww. Do you just want the highest?
Tell me the few highest, yeah.
There's a 19, an 18, and a 16.
Okay. You managed
you,
to catch a single fish during your time. It is incredibly disheartening, and you don't get any success for the first few days. And then as you guys are kind of turning into this little channel that leads up to Inimbar there, into the bay, you guys, you actually catch something. And some fish seems to mistake your line there for like an insect on the water. And you get a hold of like a decent, like 4-inch long, like skipper of some kind.
Well, what now, Jesse?
You're a natural. What can I say?
It only took
I
us
look
6
over-
days.
Look over at DB.
But, yep, very, very good. Proud of you.
I know how to fish.
Yeah, you're a real angling god.
What do you want to do with this fish, BP?
Well, it's definitely alive still, right?
Yep.
It is flailing violently in your hands.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
still
scales
like
are back.
attached to the line, just flopping about.
If you're gonna keep it, I recommend you smash its brains in. Do it nice and quick. Make it humane.
Jesse, could you stab this?
Yeah, I'll.
No, smash its brains. Make it humane.
No, you just puncture its brain. I will pierce its head with my gilded rapier.
The whole time that this is unfolding, the guy at the sail is just like, what am I watching?
Well, I like to imagine that I'm sitting with my back to this, reading my Tome of Shadow, and just glancing occasionally whenever something of note happens, and that him and I would share a look, and I would just say to him, "If you ask me about this, I'll kill you," and then go back to my book.
He just turns back to sailing. You stab through this fish and kill the thing.
I put it in one of my Chernov shirts and throw it in my chest.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
The best sponsorship. Okay. You store this thing, and you guys eventually pull up towards the city. Here, inland, there is a small little cove. The boat takes roughly half a day to curve around. And you eventually make it up towards like this huge black-walled thing with a massive port. And there are tons of ships. The bay around the area here is chocked full of them. Like, they pass by, big and small, everything like that, as you guys come drifting through. And what's more is a lot of these have like pirate banners that are clearly on display, and that just seems to be a thing. And as you guys drift through, you also see a lot of mercenary groups. Like, you see the Mace Legion has a ton of ships here and everything. You even see some that look like they fly like Hillcrest flags and flags from the Empire. There's all sorts of people represented here in the bay. You eventually get up towards the port, and when you get up there, it is the middle of the afternoon. You have all of the day there. The guy looks over at you and just kind of, gives you a nod, DB. And
I return it.
you hopping out?
Yep.
Okay. Do you guys leave?
Yeah, we're coming.
Okay.
Before I hop out,
Would you like to fish?
He starts rowing away.
okay.
How long have we had this fish?
Since this morning, probably.
Okay, it smells like a human corpse.
Ass. Yeah.
BP, get rid of that fish. Stay close to each other in this city.
I throw the shirt and the fish in the water.
I make sure to move
Not Chernovs.
my.
Well, I have another one.
Oh, you have two.
oh my god. I put my money into my belt now
Sure.
Yeah, I do the same.
and make our way into wrap my cloak about me and make my way into the city. I'm assuming the instructions have given me a meeting point with my contact inside Inimbar.
Yes. You know of a place here where you're supposed to go to hopefully pick up some new crew. And as you guys make your way onto the port, you get from a lower dock here, stepping up onto the proper ones, and you're now on the city level, right? Like on the same level as all the buildings. You can see all the activity. There's sailors going by, loading things onto ships and whatnot. You can see everything here from slaves being traded to like a couple of hookers laughing around some John like over in a nearby alleyway. There's a couple of gnomes that look like they're playing dice over in the corner, that kind of thing. There's like a drunken dwarf who's passed out on the ground somewhere, and like a group of thieves quite clearly there who are just playing games with daggers and whatnot. And with that, you guys turn, start to wander into the city, and we will end the session there.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Caught a fish.
Got a fish.
Big bot, dude. Big bot on campus.
I would play the outro music here, but MusicBot is fucking retarded tonight. Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna kill it. Players, I think you did good. I actually really like the group chemistry with you three. And audience members, good to have you. Patrons, couldn't do it without you. We'll see you next time. Adios.
Bye.